coming in hot during this Trump press conference. He was asked here by a reporter, what's happening here with the MTSR deal? And then Trump said, well, we want more details. So basically, we had CEO of Norvo, Mike Dustar, saying, you know, it's between us and Pfizer. Trump asks who's winning, and Mike Dustar says, our bid is higher, and our message to Pfizer is if you want to win, reach into your pockets and dig out more money for a better bid. So interesting look here. MTSR not really reacting, but Pfizer and Novo, of course, also on watch as Mike Dustar basically challenges Pfizer to outbid them for MTSR because Novo also just raised their bid too. Back to you. I love when CEOs get
all right, back to us. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thanks, Adara, for all of that great, fantastic news. One more time. Yeah, well, they weren't going back to the midday there. We've got Alibaba on. We've got a lot here. Let me get out of something so you guys can see some of the trades that we have on right now. There's Alibaba now, $3 in the money as we get right back to regularly scheduled programming. Trying to break higher right now. There goes Alibaba. We tried it at 67. We got a little bit in. It broke to 66.50. We got out. Then we bashed it back into the long. Alibaba right now, a little bit of a move higher here. Like, I don't know what's going on. In a 5-minute chart for Alibaba, this is like just straight chick, 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 chick. So yeah, we're happy with that move there for Baba back upside. But yeah, welcome back. We see Eli Lilly, some of that news that went down if you were watching during the midday. We just heard about Prime Minister Modi and Trump are all good. So there's some good talk there about India. Eli Lilly got that bump rate when we left you guys right about noonish, and then down and then back up and then down. So, you know, we'll just continue to watch the plays for you here and hopefully be able to make some good ones here to the afternoon. Big earnings again tonight. We'll talk some of those. And yeah, we'll talk everything we can possibly talk about here today with you guys. So many stories, Neil. Duolingo.
It was ridiculous how
McDonald's reporting, AMD tanking, IonQ reporting.
D-Wave reporting getting smoked. AMD just
SMR
trashing to the downside. Like, there was so many stocks that went ham today. It's almost hard to keep track. And apparently, you know what? We should all have respect for Walmart. I respect Walmart. But I'm not weird. It's an odd thing to say.
Just a dare reporting something. It's like Walmart's already sort of been.
It's like Walmart's
not moving on that comment.
Well, what's crazy about Walmart is this morning.
Bounced exactly.
As if it bounced off $100.03. As if it did that. I think sometimes when you get like a liquidity vacuum, like when you have a drop like we had this morning, a lot of times you just want to like maybe just scan not just for the things that you were planning on looking at, but have like a cursory look of like everything in your watch list or everything in your quote board, whatever it is that you use, and have a look see what is the most enticing. Because that 100 level, you got to be kidding me, on Walmart. There was also a note this afternoon or sometime around lunch, I'd have to double check the exact moment, where the administration said they're looking to add silver and copper to the critical metals list. Silver was breaking VWAP in there, so I went VWAP long, kind of adding to it. I haven't traded this in a hot minute as well. SMCI from earlier. Apple was nice. Like, it was weird all morning long and how strong it was, relatively speaking, to the market. But we still like the fact that it's above the resistance that somehow got put in when they got that Gemini deal. I keep saying, yeah, okay, she's got it right this time. I was so used to saying Perplexity this morning that when I say Gemini, I'm like, I'm still correcting myself. Right. No, it's hilarious. I think we talked about this deal like 18 times this morning, and every single time I kept saying Perplexity because, I use Perplexity here. That's probably why. But they're getting a steal. They're paying Alphabet $1 billion a year. They get $20 billion a year from Alphabet. They pay $1 billion a year. I mean, I think it's a good deal. That's my 2 cents. So they're headed to the upside. There's not as many earnings names today or tonight, but certainly just even going over, recapping all the movement we had today, there was a lot that went absolutely crazy when you put it into perspective. And when you look at what's going on in the overall market with the Qs, like, we're kind of trying to get back and break out VWAP. So like, it seems like we've made a nice rounded bottom. I think we're favoring the longs here. I'll probably end up I might get stopped out of SMCI. Pretty soon. I don't know if I want to read. No, I'm short.
Oh, I was gonna say because my longs are crap.
No, like the longs are working, but this is about to break. SMCI is about to break Chen, so I'm about to get out of the SMCI short in a couple of cents.
All right. Meanwhile, Google just continues to work off that 285. We kept on trying 285 over and over again. It's a number that we had written down right here. So when that broke through 285 and came back in, we were long, 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 and kaboom. Another trade here for Google. We've been hitting this one all day. So just continues to make new highs. Not new highs, but new afternoon highs. If we're going to take out this 286.50, which is where we're at right now. So let's go. We gave a little bit back throughout the midday, doing a few things, you know, not with Google, that was 1048, but we lost a little bit with Alibaba there. Did we trade the TQs in the middle of the day? No, this is the same trade that we had on the first. I can't believe we're not short that, by the way. That's such a nasty drop right there. But we're long now. Now there it is, man. Now it's $2 for us on Google. Let me put out a little offer here. Another 3 or 4% out per time. And there goes Google, man. We're back to a reasonable level for ourselves. Alibaba is like the one, man. We wrote down 167. This is going to go out near the day's high here. Look, NASDAQ's still down, but this name is cranking right now. 3.25 in the money as we continue to watch these futures pop off, as they say. All right, let's go. When we're ready, we can go over to Sharif. That? Not yet. Oh, Sharif's not even here. Okay.
Well, all
right, yet. So delayed on that for a while.
We got time. We got time.
I tweeted
Casey just said Bears got the fears from the QQQ breakout. I would think so. Because it's the deeper, sometimes the deeper the flush, let's call it, then if you get past VWAP, if you make that curl, the relief rally can be a little bit violent. So we'll see what happens here. You know, we're still down 1 1/3% on the NASDAQ. So like getting to green, that feels like a pipe dream, but we can put a bit of a dent in it at least. The market can put a bit of a dent. Oh, you at the lunch. What did you think?
I just put it on here. I thought it was really good. This was the salad right here.
I thought the beet salad was good.
Yeah, there's some sort of beets with some kidney beans in there, and then chili. I just poured this on top of that, mixed it around, had a little taco salad type of thing with some chili on it. I thought it was fantastic. One of the better lunches that we've had in a minute there. Yesterday with salmon was okay. You know, we didn't mind the salmon. Apparently Brendan didn't like his yesterday.
He might have just got a bad piece. I thought the salmon.
Yeah, it was pretty
that
good.
lunch was healthy, tasty, like pretty much everything you want. I ate it separately. I'm like, this is all.
Where's the tilapia?
They do something like that every day. But I made a promise to Mr. Westermeyer. I made a promise that I would wish his wife a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Madeline. So one of our good friends. I call him Mr. Westermeyer.
I have no idea why it seems awkward to me, but
it's Daniel. It's just a thing.
Well, I knew that. You're the one.
It's weird because I've been doing it for a while. I just kind of do it because whatever, it sounds fun to me. But he gave us this. Well, actually, both Magic 8 balls.
Both which don't work anymore.
No, this is the old one. I think the old one does work.
Still doesn't work. We used it the other day.
Okay, I'm going to ask it a question. Yeah. All right. The NASDAQ's not going to get green. I need a better question than that. Will the NASDAQ close above 25.5, which is kind of the midpoint of the day? How about that? And the answer is don't count on it.
Oh, good. Okay, it is.
No, this one.
That one's good.
Yeah, like the old one works. The problem is all the custom stuff in the old one like it's really old. So some of the names of people on the show is just what it is.
Well, Tesla hit $480 today. All right, so I only have 5% left of Alibaba. So as this continues to rip up, man, I wish we had gotten less out here, but we got a good trade at VWAP, that's for sure. I was out going for a walk when all this was happening. We put the trade on, put our out there at VWAP, got a big portion of our trade out right there, only to come back and see this thing moon. And then Google, same kind of ways, where we got a whole bunch out right around 286. So the fact that we're up to 286.60, all good on that one as we just continue to rip higher for the day. Good green day over here for me. I hope that you guys are green as well on that side. We're getting ready. As Sharif gets all set up, we're going to go over some of the names that you guys want us to talk about. The strongest name of the bunch today, though, of course, we've identified this numerous times. Apple seems like they really got going early, and they haven't done much late, though, right? I mean, it was just like a big move against the whole market there, faded back out, should have been bought up. I have a very, very big order sitting at 270.25. I don't think it's going to come in, so I'm actually going to cancel that right now. If it does come through, we'll trade it when it does get there. But I put that there just in case I wasn't at my desk. I put a stop order in. I love this 270 if it ever dipped into it, but didn't happen, so we pass on that for right now. And then, yeah, man, I've been talking about this. I cleaned up my SMR position, and thankfully we did that about 70% ago up at $57. This thing ahead of earnings tonight is getting clapped like crazy again. So I don't know. I don't think I'll get back into this anytime soon, but SMR right now getting hit down to the downside. So just a couple talk about some different names there, but we are ready. So let's go figure out what's on the board. It's Sharif with our rundown.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as cited by you. But the only way to get those tickers right there is to get into the chat and vote every day. You gotta throw in that $sign though, followed by the ticker of your choice. Let's start by looking at all four major averages. And yes, all four major averages red on the day, decidedly red, that is. 1.38 down in red territory for the NQ. Likewise with the ES faring a lot better though, down 0.8 at the moment. The Dow faring the best of all four major averages, down 0.2%. And the Russell 2000 working its way back down into 2,400, down 1.3 at the moment. Tesla, the first name as cited by you, no surprise there, as we all await the shareholder meeting starting 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be in Texas now that the company's relocated there. And on the ballot there is going to be Elon Musk's around $1 trillion pay package, as well as many other issues of governance, guys. Tesla down 2.85.
I saw someone in the chat saying it was Zed, but I couldn't tag you for some reason, even though I tried just putting in Zed, asking, why is Wall Street Bets shorting Tesla? Okay, first of all, I didn't even know. Look, during COVID or like during that year, I think I probably went to Wall Street Bets a few times. I certainly read some of the Roaring Kitty stuff out of interest for GME, but I don't spend any time on the site, so I have no idea whether that's true or not. So it would be pure speculation. It could be, maybe it's a sell the news because everyone believes it to be good news, and it's like a 95% chance. It actually might be higher now. Oh, it's down to 94. It is 1% lower. Kalshi has it at a 94% chance instead of 95. I'm just so used to done deals here. Just so you can go up here, and it was as high as 95. Apparently, it's been trading a little bit. So maybe it's a sell the news thing, but like everything else was rinsing so hard this morning, it could have just been catching strays. Like AMD didn't have a necessarily a particular story to have caused it to go down. And I said this one on the lesson of the day. Ultimately, like there's lots of ways you can claw back. You can claw back by getting, like I said, I got lucky because there was a trader in the chat this morning who pointed out stock, and I was like, I'm not even sure that's a good short. And then I went over and shorted anyways and made the entire morning back. So I basically took a B setup to make everything back on Tesla. But it should have been it should have been SMCI short that did it. It should have been like an Apple long that did it, but it doesn't matter. So Tesla, it rinsed the big support level that it's been holding for the last week. Heavy. But once again, the buyers have come back in. Now the question to me will be how strong, forget about this afternoon. How strong is it after this upvote? If it's really seen as good news, is this the kind of thing that's going to get us through this 65 area top that you can't get through? If that's not the case, then we're doing this dance in Tesla, which is to the upside, admittedly. Well, you just can't put in a couple of more than 1 or 2 good days in a row in Tesla. It just goes up 1 or 2 days, and then there's going to be a heavy down day. It's in a huge chop fest. So maybe this vote blows this chop out, hopefully to the upside, and we can test some new highs. But it's a weird one. Tesla has been it gets to the low, wait patiently for a reversion. It gets to the high, don't get your hopes up that it's going to break away from this 65. And it's just a choppy mess until proven otherwise. Lots of intraday range though, so that it can be good to trade if you're patient enough.
Just watching Google here now, 250, still going a little bit higher here on Google. We're almost $6 in the money on these two positions. I think it's a trade the rumors or buy the rumors, sell the news, unfortunately. It's as good as done, right, that he will get board approval on that package. So shareholder approval. So that's not a good sign. Right? But remember, the market did make a move down as well. I'm okay with Tesla today. I mean, you're very, very close to all-time highs on this thing, and you got to be happy with where it is. that's about all I have to say. Like, if you're holding this for anything that's a future, like anything that we've talked about, Optimus, Robot Army, Robo-Taxi, clean energy, anything like that you think Tesla's going to be working on in the near future, then you just want to hold it through everything. It's not like you're going to sell it. We talked about that when it was down here. We know traders sold it sub 300. It's at 460. There's lots of opportunity to get in and out of Tesla. So if you don't like the stock, you can exit stage left, but I really like the stock, and I'm not exiting anytime soon. If anything, I want to buy more at the puff pass level down here at 420. So let's just wait to see what winds up happening tomorrow. Congratulations to everybody that owns Tesla. It's printed millions and millions of millionaires, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. So keep holding this stock. I like it. It's not a huge part of my portfolio. I'm definitely in all the other Mag 7s and whatnot way more than Tesla, but I like it for the volatility. It's a great stock to trade, and it's a great stock to hold in your portfolio, regardless of this vote.
Who sold 300s?
Someone sold less than 300s.
What?
Someone sold less than 300s.
Oh.
Yeah. We talked about that. Joe rotated out of Tesla and into Robinhood.
Oh, that was a great rotation. Oh, I just didn't know. I'm a curious type.
Yeah, we have Randy here too. We talked about Randy earlier about Tesla. You remember when Tesla was down near 300? You were more excited about Rivian than on Tesla. Now Tesla's at 480.
Do you think it's cool he gets his pay package, Elon? So Randy's
don't want
against
the pay package.
Randy's against the pay package.
Randy's against Tesla. He doesn't like the stock.
Fair enough.
No. Well, I think it's overvalued.
Yeah.
And it's not worth a trillion.
Okay, but that's
right. So it's overvalued, not worth $1 trillion. This pay package, he doesn't even get spiked until $8
trillion. But he only gets it if the thing goes up 7-8x.
Yeah. So.
Which I think, to me, if you think something's overpriced, I guess you can like the company but think it's overpriced. To me, that's like you don't like the stock. You can like the company and just think it's not worth what it is, I suppose.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
I mean, right now it's starting to go. I just want to say to Ciopsy there, it's not. It was never. This is the stock right now. It was never like when you're saying it was 900 pre-split. These are split adjusted. Right here. So you're up at all-time highs right now for Tesla, right? Remember, Nvidia was also $2,000 at one point. So I was just saying, right now, Tesla just really performing quite well, even though, Randy, we know sales are down in China, sales continue to go lower, but the market right here doesn't seem to be too worried about any of that kind of stuff. And as we know, it's more of a FSD story and a technology. They've already sort of broke through on EVs, right? I mean, they're the only profitable EV company. You've seen BYD, right? That stock is the complete opposite right now of Tesla.
I just think, in my opinion, that they're overvalued and that the $1 trillion payout is just, I don't see it. The underlying technology is what's holding the value here. The cars are cars. Anybody can make cars. BYD has proved it. But I don't know. I don't quite see the value in the pay package. I just don't. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've never been in a BYD car to know.
I couldn't tell you.
Mark was in one.
Yeah.
You know what's real? I agree with Sharif on something. Polestars are nice.
Yes.
Polestars are nice.
They're really nice.
Beautiful.
I don't know about the stock, but
They're undervalued.
Well, I'm not gonna speak on whether you should own Polestar shares, but no, they're really nice. Very, very nice car. That's a really good car. That's one of those, you hope they make it.
Polestar is Volvo.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's just, I know we're going to go back, talk about Robinhood just very quickly. The NASDAQ is going right into prior support, into resistance at VWAP. And Apple, which there was a bit of a negative story on Apple that caused that push down. So it's breaking its trend right here. So I'm going to hop out of it and wait for VWAP again on Apple, just given the futures are at a bit of a rejection spot. Let's talk about Robinhood. All was not good in the hood.
Not today, Neil. 7 3/4 in the red. Great report, beating on the top and bottom line, raising guidance and announcing 2 new avenues of business revenue that's going to be coming in. But the market was focusing on an increased 2025 expense forecast. The company raised forecast for 2025 adjusted operating expenses and stock-based compensation up to $2.28 billion from a range of 2.15 to 2.25. So the market not liking that, down, probably some profit taking too.
I have a question, because in the chat, someone saying it's nuts that Tesla's up 50% from the split. But like a lot of things are up way more than that from that same low.
I mean, we have
like Micron.
These guys are loving stocks. Like
Micron's
Robinhood's up 4 times.
Robinhood's up
in 6 months.
SoFi's up a ton. Like there's a lot of stocks that are up a huge amount from the lows. It's like, it's weird. And I get it. Tesla.
Dude, Marvell's up 40% in 2 months.
Tesla's an unpopular. It's just one of those weird ones. Like there's a lot of like, I feel like it's not hate, but
I've already put in the chat. I said there's too many people hate on Tesla. That's all that it is. It's people haven't made enough money on Tesla as others have, and I feel like they look at it and they kind of hate on it, right? I mean, that's just human nature. So.
That's fair. But like you said, there's a lot of, you could hate it like, I don't know, I wish I'd liked Micron more than I liked ARM.
There's
like ARM doubled me up, and I'm like, why the hell didn't I buy a Micron? But I'm not gonna hate on Micron because of that. We can hate on Hood for one day, today. That's where we can hate on Robinhood. But you know what? This is one of those.
Robinhood's down 40%, I think.
Well, yeah, from the highs?
Yeah.
People
actually. Oh no, now it's at 130. No, it's much better now.
It's
what got down to 107?
So 15%. 15 from that, but it's actually bounced off the 50-period moving average. So, you know, like as bad as it might seem today, if it closes like this, it closes dipping into the 50 again, and 50-period and holding. Very much on trend. Like you go back, like it held the 200-period back in the April lows, right? Like, you know, everything made the bottom there, more or less. And then since you held that 50 like a month later, it's been gold. So you let this one calm down for a day or two. As long as it holds that 50-period for a couple of days, I think there's like a nice potential dip buy. What's crazy though is we've seen some names not even wait, where like maybe even tomorrow, if it's holding this 129, 130, it could just be like a quick recovery long in the morning. I wouldn't rule that out either. But I think you give this one a little bit of time. They did have, it wasn't a perfect report. If you looked at their trading revenue, just a small miss there. Crypto trading, small miss there. Everything else, pretty strong with Robinhood.
Yeah, my worry is that Robinhood is like adjacent to a crypto play. Like they've been getting smoked, as has Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else. So despite having a near perfect quarter, they continue to get hammered. And I think a lot of it has to do with this. They're not a bank. They don't offer anything similarly to any bank that you can think of. They're just trading. They do have an investment wing, obviously, in there as well, but they don't have their bank license. They can't offer loans or anything like that. So, and if they ever got bank charter, then it might be a completely different story for me. But I still prefer SoFi. To me, it's not even really. I'm not a shareholder of Robinhood, but you know, if I was, it would be a pretty good sell. I would say even right here. I think you can get out now before this breaks 100 and then it sees this 80 area or so. And it's just a matter of what you think about the market. If the market falls like it's been doing the last couple of days, Robinhood will get crushed. It's just, if the market continues to be positive and near or at all-time highs, Robinhood's going to work. It's a new stock. It's a cult. It has a cult following. I like this stock, but not at this valuation and not at these levels. I'd say call me in Robinhood at about $50, like 80 or so. $80 price, I think, is where I'm buying Robinhood.
All right, guys, Meta continues to bleed to the downside after that earnings report that we got on the 29th last month. It is now, from the day of close on the 29th to currently, we are 18% negative off that number, 2% away from being in a bear market. No real major news headlines today on Meta. There was this little tidbit from the morning that multiple different reports of fraudulent advertisements, on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, failed to be removed by Meta over several years, basically saying banned medical products, illegal online casinos, fraudulent e-commerce sites, and many others. Nothing new to all of us who are on that platform and see these things all the time, guys. Meta down 1.83.
Yeah, down heavily. But let's just quickly, there was Sam Altman was speaking, and he said, we expect, of course, OpenAI. He said we because he's the CEO of OpenAI. We expect to end this year above $20 billion in annualized revenue run rate and grow to hundreds of billions by 2030. So Sam Altman is bullish. They'll need that money because they've committed a lot of money to a lot of places. So they're going to need that cash. Meta when you zoom it out, like if you zoom it out on the monthly, it doesn't look as bad. It looks bad on the daily. When you zoom it out on the weekly, it doesn't look good either. On a weekly, this is now breaking the 50 period on the weekly. I think it would have been yesterday or 2 days ago when we're talking about sort of if it dips underneath like 560, anywhere into this area, like $480 to $560. Like that becomes more of a go zone for Meta. Then you're talking about like this year's like the Liberation Day lows. I'd be surprised if it got into there, but at least above that prior consolidation area feels like a decent shot. So I think that's where it looks like it's headed for now. Some things are just in the penalty box. Right now they're in the penalty box. It's downward. It's a downward break of the trend, and it's the only Mag 7 name doing it. Right? Like there is no other Mag 7 name that's breaking trend to the downside. It's Meta, and so right now Meta's in the penalty box till it catches a bid. I'm going to use like the weekly chart just because it's a higher time frame breakdown. So if it can make some kind of a curl in the weekly, I'll add a second time on Meta. But until then, hands off with this one. Kind of let it settle down. It hasn't done so yet.
Yeah, I think the other Mag 7 here that's breaking trend is Microsoft, and I don't blame Neil for forgetting this one because I didn't even know it was here. No, we looked at this earlier. You're right. It's nobody's bad. I didn't this morning. I had no idea it was here. So like I'm trying to buy names at good prices, and I really thought that Microsoft quarter was a banger. Not a banger, but they didn't have anything wrong with it. They did make a move up. They did almost get to and break through all-time highs. And then see what I'm saying? Like now, these companies are starting to sell off like crazy right into here. So I don't know, man, but it's not going good. On here, cancel off. We are hearing, is Nvidia going up or down? I just heard it in my ear that it's at 190. Did it break 190 yet today?
Down big time.
Up. Oh yeah, okay, it broke it easily. Okay, I wasn't even watching that today. I mean, I'd be more concerned. Oh, we have Nvidia coming up next. Okay, let's go back over to the desk and we'll start talking a little bit of Nvidia. But I don't mind Meta. Like I think if you were going to buy any of these dip downs, you could actually just buy the NASDAQ, but if you wanted to get single stock exposure, I said this earlier today, if you're looking to buy some Microsoft or some Meta, to that fact, I would just start the bidding slowly. Like if your position is 100 shares, do a quarter now, do a quarter in a month, or I don't know what time frame is going to be, but do it as it starts to hit key levels so that when you look back in 6 months from now or 8 months from now, you could be like, okay, at least I got something in at those levels. The only time you're ever going to get a full position is when you really believe in something and you go right into it. And right now, I don't know if the market is giving us those signs.
To me, someone asked about what I was doing with that Meta. I was like, well, the bid filled today, and that was 20%. And then that level I just showed, that'll be 20% again. And I'm actually more inclined to get all in on the way back up as opposed to on the way down. Like if I don't get all in on the way down, then usually I pick a spot on the way back up to get all in, as opposed to, I'll get 20%, 20%, and if it eventually gets to 100, most of the time that never happens on a good company. I don't think I've ever DCA'd into a single stock. Even when I was like, I really want to get a full position in ARM, and I was buying the dip, I never got full in because the way I see it, usually I'm not.
Nvidia's going crazy.
No, Nvidia is going crazy. Let's talk about Nvidia because I think it's breaking out right now.
All right, guys, Nvidia down 2.4% today and about a little bit less than 12% off all-time highs that we put in back, on the 29th, same day Meta dropped as well. Today, the headline revolves more around Chinese comments made by Jensen Huang, basically initially saying to the Financial Times that China is going to beat the United States in the AI race, then basically retracting those comments and qualifying them and saying they are nanoseconds behind. Market didn't like that, guys. We're down 2.4.
Okay, Nvidia is breaking a channel right now going into VWAP. So we can get into what happened this morning. It was worse for AMD this morning than it was for Nvidia. That's a positive sign for Nvidia. Not that it really matters, but sometimes I like it when Nvidia is stronger than AMD, and I think the days where AMD is stronger, you want to trade that one. But if you look at the bottom channel, these higher lows and kind of these higher lows and then these kind of higher highs, it just closed above that channel. So I'm in, and if it breaks the wick underneath, then I'll jump out. But as far as Nvidia goes, remember yesterday, let's just stick with what Jensen was saying. Yesterday, he tanked this stock with those comments about China leading the way. And then today, I feel like it was part that and then part catching the strays of everything else. But I would think like VWAP could be an interesting place for like another secondary breakout to add. But if you get back to that low that got made yesterday, that ended up as resistance today, 193.7 to 194. I think that's going to be a key level to watch. If we can't get through that, Nvidia is still kind of dancing around in front of support. We didn't even get all the way to the 50-period moving average, which this stock, when it's rode the 50-period, it's been trading under the 50-period when it bounces. So I'm not completely convinced we found the bottom on Nvidia just yet. And it didn't, like I said, it didn't help what Jensen was putting down last night. Like that comment to cause the stock to drop like $6 in like a half an hour is nuts. It's just like it shouldn't have done that. It shows there's maybe a little bit of froth or traders are getting a little bit complacent, whatever it might be. Like they lost more than the value of from the highs of like 15. Only 15 S&P companies have as much market cap as they lost from the highs, which shows you how big a deal they are now.
Yeah, they're a huge deal. So I played it the other way, right? I played it with Alibaba today, and I even mentioned it right into here. Good talk from Jensen about China chips and deal with XPEV for BABA launch with the robo-taxis. This is a long. So I actually just played it the other way. I didn't even look at, and we don't have BABA on there. I didn't even look at Nvidia really. I was just looking at Alibaba today, and we had some good spikes around from 167, and now there it goes all the way back up to the top side. So instead of looking at Alibaba, I just sort of turned over to China and said, or sorry, Nvidia, and said, you know, what potentially is creating this problem? And it looks like China right now, and all the talk from the fearless leader there, Jensen. So yeah, downside. Neil just nailed some levels there. Like I said, man, last time I bought this was 175, and I'll buy it again if we can come back into those levels, and maybe we do, right? If I'm going to say the market right now is at a tipsy-turvy little situation, Nvidia is not going to be, you know, I guess, able to avoid a market downturn. It's going to not most likely lead the way. I mean, you see what AMD is doing today. You know, the whole chip space is not extremely healthy at this point. But you still have names like Broadcom. I mean, look where the SMH is. If you want to have a quick look, this is the VanEck Semiconductor ETF. You know, just to grab a basket of it all, like the sky is hardly falling right now. So I like it. I like all this China talk. I mean, it's giving you an opportunity to buy some of these names like an AMD, even lower maybe. But yeah, nothing to see here. I think we're just very hyper-focused on Nvidia all the time. And when it moves 3 or 4%, the impact that it can have on the market, right? That's why I focused, obviously, today on Alibaba. And you can see, you know, that we've had some decent success over there. So there's lots of names to trade. Sometimes we get hyper-focused on Nvidia, which we should. I mean, it's a huge company, and it is sort of the dog that wags the tail over here. Let's hope that it just keeps on wagging. Beyond Meat, talk about a stock that, has its opportunities and its day in the sun. I don't know if it's today. Let's go find out from Sharif.
It's not. Spoiler alert.
Definitely not today, Sean. Down 2%. This company was supposed to report earnings today, but they abruptly canceled that. Said they're rescheduling it to November 11th. The delay, which rattled investors' confidence. The company is attributing that to needing more time to finalize what they're calling, quote, a substantial non-cash impairment charge related to its long-lived assets. Also, it cited ongoing restructuring and operational challenges as some of the reasons for the delay, market making them pay here to the tune of 2%.
Is that all?
Not so bad.
Okay, so you know what? I forget who it was in the chat. There was someone else in the chat that was like, "Oh, thank you for the 150 on Beyond Meat." Again, I didn't go over to Beyond Meat to short that 150. I paid for locates, and then I chose something else, and thankfully that worked out. That being said, the reason to short Beyond Meat when it pops, or not, the reason to look for a short in Beyond Meat when it pops is just the pattern is pretty unbroken. Since it made that, I guess, I don't know what we're calling it. We're calling it the dead cat bounce, the mean bounce. Oh, I can't see it on the 15, so I can go to a 30. And now you should be able to see. So since it had that crazy pop and drop, like at what point has it not been a short the pop? Like there's the drop, short the pop, short the pop, short the pop. This one kind of breaks out in fades. Every single one of these rejects the prior level breakout. Every single time it's done that. So until it stops doing that, you just don't chase the move in Beyond Meat. Maybe this bounces off $1. Maybe it goes all the way back to 50 cents and gets another rally. But until then, Forget about it. And thank you to Sean in the chat, Sean Blotzer.
Yeah.
They need to smash that like button. Almost 5K watching and only 215 likes. Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, I know. So I actually the one that put that up there. We can get rid of that. We'll clear that. But yeah, here it is right here, man. 5,000 watching, 288. So thanks, Sean, for bringing that up. Let's now get that buzzing a little bit here, guys. If you can, that would be greatly appreciated as, yeah, we work hard to put on what we hope to be a good trading show. And in your words, the best one available. So we appreciate all of that. Again, like try to prove our worth every day with the trades that we put on and the discussions, of course, that we have. So we do appreciate all of that. But yeah, Beyond Meat, I mean, to me, it was OpenDoor was a little bit of a better discussion because of $7. We come into finally a pretty key level here on OpenDoor, and we don't get much action off of it today except for whoosh, downside right here. So let's see if OpenDoor can hold some of this. We've made these lows before. So I think if I was going to make a play on something potentially bouncing on a good market recovery tomorrow, not that I'm saying that's what's going to happen. We'll talk about that as the show goes on. But I am thinking of Beyond Meat, of OpenDoor much more than Beyond Meat because you are at a pretty nice level right here, needless to say, on OpenDoor, right? We've been cracking through here a couple times, but never really broke. I mean, that wick was down to 620. I'm not sure if that was real, but if you're going to play it, you could use 650 right there. I like OpenDoor in this situation here today. So yeah, that's something that for us to look at here into the close. But yeah, OpenDoor on my mind. Oh, there's earnings
They
tonight?
report.
Okay.
Expected move of 12% on OpenDoor.
Okay, so not a huge move, actually, as expected, right? 12% puts it 60 cents, 70 cents higher than maybe where we are right now. Let's go over to Adair quickly.
I actually have an infographic that you can find for this on X at TTV Research. I'll just pull it up so you guys can see it. But yeah, you can find this on X at TTV Research featuring new CEO, former CTO of Shopify, Kaz Najarian, and the EPS and revenue estimates, as well as their earnings from last quarter and what they guided for this quarter during that report. Again, all of this and more on X at TTV Research. There's also earnings preview infographics there available as well for XYZ and DraftKings DKNG. Likely going to work on one for Affirm too before the reports. Back to you.
So many.
Yeah, that's tonight. That's tonight.
Yep.
OpenDoor. I don't know what time they're going to be. We got another super chat if we can throw it up. I don't have the page open. Thank you, Purity. Is there a difference using NQ, NDX, or IXIC for levels?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know
I have no idea what any of those are.
I don't know IXIC, to be honest with you. But, I mean, for the most part, if you're using any ETF tracking the NASDAQ, there shouldn't be any tracking error, really. The days of inefficiency like that, like maybe when we started out, you would see inefficiencies like that in the market. But, you know, now that you have things like regular MS, and then you have you know, algos being like 30 to 40% of the, actually in some cases even more than that of the market making, you just don't see inefficiencies like that anymore. You know, that kind of stuff was fun for day traders, but you know, it probably doesn't matter. I think most of the times you make your determination based on what's the most liquid. Like liquidity is king. Like if I'm choosing between an ETF to express a trade, it's got to be what has more liquidity. DraftKings too. We didn't.
Nvidia, MindMed, Airbnb, USAR, Sunrun, Scandesk, OpenDoor, MP Metals, Archer Aviation, Take-Two, Block, SoundHound. Join me and Adair tonight. Affirm, Monster Beverages, DraftKings, SMR, Peloton. Keep going, man. Let's keep going. That's it.
Oh, I thought there was a couple more in that.
Exactly. That's always keep them thinking.
But DraftKings might have had the bigger story. It might have had the bigger story today with partnership with ESPN. We'll see. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to matter. This was actually double digits when we sat down this morning and did nothing but bleed all day long, right back in, Alibaba, and was essentially flat. Like just absolutely nasty for DraftKings. It's got to catch a bottom at some point. I think this is one of those that I've got the eyeballs on. I've actually never owned DraftKings before, but I'm really considering after earnings pulling the trigger here. It's such a good level. Look at how long. You got to go all the way back to 2023.
You can do it. So
after earnings, I might put a shot in this bad boy. We'll see. I was trying to find D-Scurv. I was trying to find if there was a story at noon on IBM, and I just couldn't do it. IBM it did a really big right turn. I don't know what the story is. All right, so Thanks, Adara. Adara's going to look to see what it was. I'll go there in a quick little second. But remember that trend? We did the trend break. It then loses the trend, the prior trend line in Nvidia, so I'm going to hop out. Was looking to play this into a breakout VWAP and in a 194, but the volume coming out of that. And before we throw to Adara, this is what I was talking about. With something happened that caused IBM to drop $3, and then the immediate reaction, or $2, immediate reaction after, was to just trend up $9. So something that I didn't see in the middle of the day. I like it. I'm happy IBM's going up. I own it, but yeah, didn't see the story.
All right, nice job hopping out of Nvidia there. We don't want to be in things for too long. And on that note, Google is trying to make some moves downside as well. We're $1.50 in the money here. But look what's happening right now, man, on Alibaba. That is now over the day's high into 170 right now for Alibaba. 350 in the money over here on that one. What's up, Adara?
Neil, if that drop was around 12 p.m., I think it might have been David Sachs' post on X. The Trump AI and crypto czar David Sachs on X posted around 12 that there's not going to be a federal bailout for AI. That's the only thing I'm seeing tagged with regards to IBM today. And again, not seeing any other news on it. No social media attention for IBM. Let's talk though about GDRX, Good RX Holdings, which does have news and by far its largest volume candle of the day. CBS reporting that other drug websites like GoodRx will not be partnering with Trump RX. We know that Trump RX, of course, is going to be how the Trump administration is rolling out these drug pricing deals. I would keep an eye on HIMS as well, Hims and Hers, which, of course, kind of similar there. Hims and Hers moving down a little bit, but the volume here is certainly in GDRX of the two. Back to you.
All right, thanks.
I'm trying to figure out that. I'm trying to figure out that quote because actually I'm seeing it here now too. There will be no federal bailout for AI. The U.S. has at least 5 major frontier model companies. If one fails, others will take its place. I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, I'm happy IBM went up on that. I am. I'm just trying to figure out why that's like $9 up on IBM for that story. But you know what? It doesn't have to make sense. Sometimes something just gets bought up. And that just is what it is. But at the same time, okay, well, that was interesting. Apple. That's not the drop in the VWAP that I would have been expecting on Apple. It was a heavy drop into the volume weighted average price. The market's not doing too much right now, but you are starting to fall off a little bit here. I'm just kind of looking across. If we're turning the corner again, then again, the only short I like today was outside of Beyond Meat is SMCI. So I might hop back into this. Might be able to pop up a little bit here. But the market taking a right turn. I mean, Apple was so strong, and all of a sudden it's underneath VWAP, when the market's recovering to VWAP, that's not a great sign. Another super chat there, Andre? We do. Mark in the chat, Canadian dollars. Let us know where you are in Canada.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Tesla? Is the pay package, if the pay package is passed, will it dilute the stock, or will this be seen as a positive and move up? So look, it's 94-95% chance it's going to get passed tonight. Now, ultimately, you only see that payout if ridiculous targets are met. It's got to go up 7-fold from here. Is it dilutive? Sure. But how much do you care? If this goes up to like a $7 trillion valuation, how much do we care about that dilution as a shareholder? I can live with it. I know I can live with it. So yeah, it would be dilutive, but at the end of the day, like personally, it's not. It would just the performance of the stock has to be so great for it to get met. So I wouldn't be crying over any spilt milk about it. But yeah, that is factually correct. Adara?
Seeing reports here with regards to BA, nothing major, but I think worth noting here regardless, because we know that these plane-related deals have been a bit of a bargaining chip when it comes to trade deals the Trump administration is making. Seeing reports that there's a statement suggesting that the Trump admin is going to be announcing, as early as today, some deals to sell up to 37 Boeing planes combined to Kazakh, Tajik, and Uzbek airlines. Back to you.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, we were talking about, as Elon did say, that his stock was overvalued a while ago. That's when it was like 400, then it went to that 900.
I'm pretty sure we were live when it happened. Yeah, we were doing the show.
Yeah. Oh, we were live. Yeah.
Yeah, we were live when it happened, and it was wild. Like it was absolute. It was kind of in a slight downward trend. I was blind luck in a short. It was like, I think it was just shorting like VWAP or something normal. And he literally came out and was like, I think Tesla stock is undervalued. Spiked down. It's like, okay, that's nice. But like, I think that's brutally honest. I think as a trader, you should care about price action. As an investor, I don't know. I'm going to care more about the company and the direction of the company. for sure, and whether or not leadership is actually doing a good job, and then whether that can be measured. And that's usually measured very easily. You can measure whether a company is doing well. So if he does well, he does well. And I try to leave it at that. Yeah, this Apple moved to the downside. I'm not liking it, but this was the area it bounced before, and it did have a jaunt underneath 271. If it's able to recover like it did the last time, I'll probably take a shot going back into the long on Apple. We'll see. This market doesn't seem to want to take that next leg yet, but it's still early. Only 245.
I'm just going to put a stop out for Alibaba. I mean, I'm just going to use this 50-period moving average. We don't have very many shares left, so we're just going to get out if it does break right into there. It's rode this 50-period all the way up. That's part of the reason why we did take this trade, because the levels that it was at. My stop order was 25 cents on this trade. Oh, it was down to, 166.25 was my stop. So that was 28 cents or so worth of risk. Now to make 340 cents. That's like I said, I'm trying to hold more to the upside. So we did really good getting out there at 169.50. We also got our biggest piece out though was at 168. That was still a good trade. I have to be happy with $1.50 there, but obviously trying to hold something to the upside, we did it and we accomplished it. So let's not like forget about it and then it just drops back in. So we're going to put a stop right there, and then if it does wind up breaking the 50-period moving average, we're out. Right? You can see completely different styles between us, which is what this show is all about. We want to thank everybody for continuously watching, man, over and over and over again. Some people are asking about DraftKings. Like, look, I don't like DraftKings at this level. We've already talked about DraftKings breaking through $30, and that was, if there was going to be any sort of an Alamo, it was going to be right into here. And it did not hold it, and it fell back in. As soon as I heard, and we went out with ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, not the other one, we went out with those guys a couple weeks ago, Brendan, myself, I'd been, I don't think, and we talked about Polymarket. They put $5 billion. It's public information. They bought Polymarket, put money into there. We keep referencing, Kalshi, which you can literally go in and bet anything you want. Like that South Park episode was hilarious, and just continues to show that this is having a huge effect because this is borderless. You can just bet whatever you want. As far as I know, anyways. Like here's the pay package is their very first thing. You're not going to find this on DraftKings. They also do have sports on here too. So you can go ahead and here's golf right away here, right? So there's different, aspects of whatever you wanted to bet. And we heard a good story here about, here's the game tonight, right? 80% chance Denver wins.
Man, I wish we could be on.
So you could just be on here, right? And then here's the spread, the total, like it's all here. This is DraftKings, but on crack. So the thing is like, this is part of what I'm talking about when you're saying, oh, Robinhood's all good because predictive markets and same as IBKR and all that. Now, scrap that, man. There's so much right now on so many different sites. There was another one, not 888 or something, I forget what it was. Randy was saying there was some other websites that were similar to this kind of stuff. But it's just like, for me, for DraftKings, it's you can see what's happening here. They still don't have California on board. It's not their fault. They don't have Texas. And there was one other major, California, Texas, Florida, all unable to gamble with apps right now. Then it's geolocated and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I like DraftKings because it's first mover advantage, but I really don't love the stock, man. I mean, breaking lower. I'm going to stay away from this business until, I don't know, some sort of capitulation moment. And that might be tomorrow. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Earnings might give that.
Earnings might give a big washout. So it's doing 22 million shares today. If we can do 100 million or 75 million tomorrow and potentially bounce off of some kind of a bottom, then maybe we can stamp that one as a good opportunity to get into DraftKings. But for right now, I don't want to chase falling knives, man. I mean, like yesterday I heard that story and I just plowed in like a decent amount of money into Apple yesterday when I heard that Gemini story, and that's at all-time highs. So like I want to buy good companies that I can wrap my head around, potentially the story. I could get it wrong. The analysis could be wrong, and it happens all the time. Ask my wife. But at the same time, I like stories that make sense to me, the simple man that can try to get it all figured out. Was that a call to Adara?
I think so.
All right, then.
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Beta Pro by Global X Canada. Now for some exciting news out of Canada. for the sophisticated traders on our stream. Beta Pro by GlobalX Canada, which is Canada's largest provider of leverage, inverse, and inverse leverage ETFs, they've just launched 6 new triple leveraged ETFs, offering 3x bull and 3x bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. But even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies will use currency hedging, which offers the power for potential for pure performance and exposure. So if you are a tactical, sophisticated trader who's looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca/3xdaily to learn more. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot there, Dara. No, you can bet on everything on Kalski, including the #1 search person on Google this year. Who is not? It's not even who I would even think. Pope is 1, Trump is 2, and Kanye, Bianca Censori is #3. I mean, I would have had one of those 3 on my bingo card.
Kanye's wife.
Yeah, but I would have guessed Trump. I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh, Trump for. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
what was that? The most.
The Pope by a long shot. By a long shot right now. Why are there no?
What is the question? #1 search?
#1 search person on Google this year. Pope, 42%. Okay, I get it, but I wouldn't have thought that high. Trump 17. I understand that. Bianca Censori, I wouldn't have guessed that at all. So this is why people are going nuts, because they love to bet on anything and everything.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
Literally. It's speaking of which, today would be a good day, because we didn't do one for Robinhood. Who do we like as the biggest earnings? Maybe not the biggest company, but as the biggest name reporting. Because I don't care about market cap. If we can run the list again, we should do another poll. 3 o'clock right now.
Yeah, we have the graphic. I mean, Dara has a much better graphic than I have.
We just got to decide who. We got to agree.
I just have literally. Okay, good. She's posting it soon. So I literally have all of these.
Maybe people might think OpenDoor.
Mine at Airbnb. I mean, people are probably concerned about USAR a little bit, but they still have negative revenues here. Maybe I'm looking at the screen. I want to make sure you guys can see all this.
MP maybe?
It's Sunrun OpenDoor. Probably OpenDoor, but SoundHound. I mean, a lot of traders interested in SoundHound. I mean, SMR has just been getting pumped. And that is just a brutal, brutal stock, man. Almost down 50% in just a couple weeks, SMR. I'm still counting my blessings getting out, speaking about the Pope, getting out of SMR a while ago. But yeah, Trade Desk. Wait a minute. Do I even have Trade Desk? Yeah, TTD. I don't know which. I don't know which one.
That's actually tough to pick.
I don't know which one people are most concerned about on here.
It's
Definitely
not Peloton. Definitely not Peloton.
As well.
Archer even.
Will it take
definitely not Block.
Video games. I don't know. You guys let us know in the chat right here which ones you guys wanted. Maybe we can put a vote up on that. And we'll just put a vote, green or red. Or we could just do the market tomorrow. I mean, honestly, the market has been a wild ride.
Yeah, maybe.
Here for a while. And we could get some love back in on the market. Oh, by the way, Alibaba does come out, and we just stay disciplined. So we have to watch out for that. Make sure you do get it. Wait a second, I thought I was getting out on the 50-period break. Oh, it just moved higher. Okay, so I could have seen, just by being here, I could have saved 25 cents on that. But that's all good. I'm fine with giving a little bit up there. But there it goes, man, $3 and change on that Alibaba trade. And now we just hold out for Google. Google did crank a little bit there, so we got out again. We have 2 outs right here at the 50-period moving average. So getting lighter once things break. So when you do see me in these positions, this is less than 10% of what I had on Google. So we'll wait to see if we can reload this at VWAP. But the one stock that I do want to reload if the market continues to go lower, and I'm also going to look for some shorts here as well. But Apple, if we can get down to 270, we're getting close. We just dropped $2 there pretty much. Sorry, $1.30 to the downside. We were at 272.20, and we just went down to 270.80 right there. I don't know what's up with that kind of a move, but the futures aren't as bad. And we're doing the rundown, and honestly, as I'm not as focused here in the afternoon for big, huge trades as I am in the morning, but that was a great VWAP. The futures haven't seen VWAP all day. And it finally does, and it just gets punked right back in again. So that should have been taken, especially on a first VWAP test. Forget about this at 9:30. This is 9:40 right here. So that little bump up, whatever, then it just cranks. But that's a good look right over there. But yeah, keep the questions going.
How about this is from Brian in the chat.
Good. Let's put
Will
it up.
Bitcoin hold 100,000? It's at 101 right now.
Yeah, we can.
That's a pretty big level.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to do that one, that's fine.
Like, it feels like
there's something wrong with my microphone.
Yeah, like Bitcoin here. Well, actually,
That's good. I mean, a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin.
In real time. Like, look at what's happening in Bitcoin right
I think a lot of people don't care about Bitcoin.
now. No, it's a 2-level pullback. Like to me, it's. I read a thing this morning. Tom Lee said 94. I'm not sure where he got that number from because, like, I don't know. I'm pretty.
Ass.
I have the same. I've had the same chart up, and I feel like this is the prior high, and then it turns into support, and then it bounces and goes to this high at about 91, and then that turns into support, and then that. So, like, why wouldn't it just go there? So, like, this is 91, and then I think this morning someone said 88, which is this level here, 88 to 91. So, like, if it does like a little bit of a dip underneath that support, I think 88 to 91 sounds good to me. So that's where it seems like it's headed. But the real question is, in the short run, please be a 15-minute. See, sometimes TradingView, my 15-minute or hour, when I come in the next day, it somehow magically turned back into a daily. Right now, it's correct. The last time we got to 100, it wicked the bottom, held 99, and recovered. Today, it actually held 100 this time. So tomorrow, can it do it again? Because it's downward trending, which means a retest seems pretty likely to me. I don't mind that one, but you guys, the gap fill is pretty huge. And I agree, there's a gap fill into the 90s. I just happen to think it's a little bit lower. So I would be waiting a little bit deeper than apparently Tom Lee would. I have no, actually, you know what? I shouldn't even say that. I have no idea if he's dip buying. He just said 94. I think it's a little bit lower if we lose this 100 level. The market's trying to go. Silver's trying to bounce off VWAP. Apple is also, Apple's trying to go as well. All right, so last time it did this, it was kind of an easy break and hold of VWAP, and then it retested underneath and then went. So it was kind of a fake out first, so I want to see this actually hold the volume weighted average price, which it hasn't done yet. Apple's also been slightly downward trending, so I think 72 is going to be some resistance for sure. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be watching. And if you're wondering why silver, there was just a headline on silver and copper. U.S. adding both of those as critical metals. So U.S. government, that is.
But that Boeing news a little bit. I was trying to watch out for Google. Google, I don't know if it's going to break it back above.
Was there more news today on Boeing?
Yeah, Dara had some sort of a story there earlier about Boeing. But yeah, plane sales in the Middle East here. So it's okay. This is a name that I bought like literally at I think 201 or 202 the other day. So this is a name that I've been dip buying. So again, just trying to get away from tech. You know, you guys are asking sometimes for stock, you know, different ideas that we have. You know, I'm not telling you like I sold it up here or up here or anything like that. Like, I'm telling you I'm buying it right now, and I just did. So I bought it right at this level. It goes all the way back to March, back in here, 24, where we had these tops. And look, this could be a bad buy. Like we could make our way back down into here for sure. I like the look of this thing right now. And I know that we're going through a little bit of a tough time in the market, and their earnings were not great. So, you know, we're letting it settle down a little bit after earnings right now. We're going to see if it comes back into some key levels. And Boeing does have the ability to get back up. And I think this one I'd scalp out. Like if we can get back up here to 30 or 35, I'm just going to get out of this one if it gives me that opportunity. Boeing, obviously we haven't bought any Uber, but we're still long it. And that $100 break on Uber right there, that's too many times up there, like honestly, that where we came back up, we broke it just by a little bit and faded out every single time, man, like boom, boom, boom again. And right now, this is a name that we get questions on all the time too, and this is a decent level of $90, man, so watch out for that. And I think this one, if we ever got into the 200 period, I like Uber, I like all the levers they can push, man. We talked about some of the delivery segment was pretty hot, although didn't we have DoorDash going the other way today or yesterday? Was it today or yesterday? I think it was today, right? Yeah, today, down 17%. It
was worse overnight.
Right there for DoorDash. So why are they telling such a different story than Uber, right?
So Uber's better.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to look into that, right? And I always want to get, and that's why I'm getting away from DraftKings is like, you know, there's going to be other opportunities here. And I think DoorDash here, I don't know enough about what it's like in the United States or anything, but for me, I don't even see DoorDash ads really around here too much. We have something called Skip the Dishes, which I think is bigger here than DoorDash. Not to say that DoorDash isn't big here. I mean, it is. Like, sometimes my wife will order something from Pet Value or whatever, PetSmart, I think it is. They have a deal with DoorDash to deliver and whatnot. So, yeah, but this is a big miss. And, you know, Uber probably catching a little bit of stray from that today. Also, the market downside. But yeah, I like Uber, needless to say, much more than DoorDash when we're looking technically at these two companies. But that's just coming from the charts. I don't know enough about DoorDash versus Uber.
Well, anecdotally,
as a business. So do we have that up yet? Are we putting that up? Bitcoin?
Oh, you know what?
Are you doing it, or is Andre? Okay.
No, that's my bad. I can always just do it in a quick second. Andre's always busy. It takes me 30 seconds.
Okay, so we'll get that up. So what we're talking about right now is Bitcoin versus 100,000. Who wins, basically?
And we'll call it by tomorrow morning, like 9:30, right? Like at the open tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, because right now, unless we have a dramatic move, we might not get 100 in, and more people will probably vote over than under. So yeah, let's go tomorrow at 9:30. Let's go tomorrow at 8:30. It doesn't really matter, but just by tomorrow when we go live, let's see where Bitcoin is, right? And you know, we'll call it a tie if it's at 101 still, right? Let's see where it goes right there. That's hilarious. Oh, look at Cletus over here. That's great. I'm gonna put that up.
Cletus?
That can't be true.
Isn't that's the character from the Eddie Murphy thing?
Right. The movie. No, it's
isn't
not. He starts with a D. Delirious. Is that what are you talking about?
No, isn't it from Nutty Professor? Isn't Cletus one of the characters he plays in Nutty Professor?
Maybe. I don't know enough about that, actually.
He's funny as heck. I'm gonna go.
He's great.
I'm gonna go with under.
No, someone said in the chat, I can't find it to put it up there.
I don't know. He doesn't like.
He was saying the DoorDash guy ate his last order. That was the funny part. I was just like,
the clumps.
Like, that has nothing to do with DoorDash.
Yeah,
it's a driver situation. Oh, the clumps.
The clumps.
Okay. There it is right here. So I'm going to say, I think the market rebounds tomorrow. I'm going over. So I'm going over Bitcoin tomorrow, over 100, and it's right now 50-50. Let's keep this up, and Adair and I will review that also in the after show.
Yes.
And we'll just get people able to vote. But, you know, vote now if you want, because it doesn't really matter. Even if this thing goes like 99, I still, you know, if there's a rebound tomorrow, it's a 24-hour market. I think Bitcoin has a chance to hold 100,000. And that's only because I do think tomorrow we get a little bit of a rebound kind of a day. Remember, the NASDAQ was up like 0.2 or 0.3 to start the day. Now we're down 1.5%. So there is some get up here that could get going later on. But yeah, all right.
Get up like Ford, apparently.
Is Ford?
Vaughn Clark. Ford is that squeeze action.
Ford is that man.
For Ford, this would qualify as somewhat squeeze action. Like when Ford does this, that's pretty good. Thanks for the super chat there, Vaughn. It did this yesterday, and it seems like it's trying to go again. You know, don't look now, but Ford doesn't suck. It's like GM's chart. I would argue GM's chart looks a little bit better, but it's.
I thought it looked way better. What is it better? Is it coming back?
It was like way better before. Now I would probably describe it as
way worse.
It's still better, but like Ford's starting to go. So like GM's always been better for the last little bit, the chart. But because Ford's recent rally, like it's not as pronounced as it was before. So GM's still better. I'll say that 10 times out of 10. I don't own either one of them. The chart literally speaks for itself. But you're not squeezing until you break out resistance, Vaughn. So 1340 has to go. That's the big key. If you can get through that, then you get a secondary move. Higher lows are always good, maybe like even kind of a rounded bottom, I suppose, but kind of a setup, and Ford is not necessarily good enough. Just checking back in on Apple, it is still somewhat struggling with the volume-weighted average price. Like it gets kind of above and then immediately underneath. Not much happening there for Apple. Just trying to see what's moving around here.
I'm going to change
nothing terribly crazy at the moment. Like I might reload silver, but even that's not moving as much as I would like. I think that news on silver might be better for a swing than for a day trade, because that's coming back into the 50-period moving average or so. But it didn't really give as much juice off the, like it essentially went like 43.6 into 43.8, and then back down into 6, and then back down into 75. Like it's not doing a secondary push. On news, you want it to trend up. it's consolidating after that headline, which isn't necessarily the most exciting thing in the world. So I'm looking for something else. Maybe an Apple, could be back to Nvidia. SMCI was a short, probably still a short. Yeah, like this is basically a short all day.
We have fun with David, of course, and David goes his silly trades or whatever language he uses of the day there. And for my bonehead trade of the day, I missed Google right there as it just came right into VWAP, and I just wasn't paying enough attention to the stock there. So unfortunately, I just bought 13s or whatever. I just bought to average into this position. It sucks because we missed that bottom. So if it does come back in here, I'm bidding 285 right now. Hopefully we can get it. I'm bidding 285.04. It's just a really stupid mistake by me. You know, I should have had an order sitting there. I really like VWAP. We talk about that all the time. And I should have had a little bit more, because the thing about it is, if I'm long here at 284, like I would have only been 285 flat. That's where I would have bid. I wouldn't be long at 85. I would have been long right here. So if that comes back up, maybe even not even, I would take this 20 or 30 cents right now. Like that 200 period moving average. I don't like when that kind of stuff gets broken. I like this for support, which just showed it to us. So we'll give it a go one more time, if this is going to be support or not, and then we'll just wax out if it breaks below that. I mean, this is actually setting up. This is like my A+ setup. Like, you know, we all have them, and for me, this is mine. Like you now have a bottom against a level of support, a name that we've traded very, very heavily. It's going to be the P&L number 1 here today across the shows, not even close. I like Google there, and I just think that if you follow your own rules, and Neil and I talk about this, then you have to be sitting ready to execute. And I have to be the first to admit I was not ready to execute there, and I missed that trade on Google. But it's nice that we at least have 17 or 18 cents back to the upside. I will take, there you go, I was gonna say I'll take a little bit out at 36s just to, you know, experience that. But there, okay, there goes, damn it, Neil, we should have had more shares on there, but that's okay. We'll still take this one to our grave for sure. We do like Google here today. We'll take another out right there. Again, right where we need to, man. The market has been low today and continuously going lower, it seems like anyways. Let's try to respect our trade with Google and get a piece out there near 50s. Does Hood have a chance of going SSR?
It's only 1% away.
Yeah, well, okay, so now it's down. Okay.
It's like 1 point away. It didn't get there this morning.
No, wait a minute. We would have it marked on our screens.
128.
It is SSR. It
yeah,
is SSR.
it is. It's already SSR.
Yeah, so we have a little thing here that says E.
Yeah.
That means SSR. So otherwise, like Google, that's not SSR.
Unless he means
it says N.
Get back down to 10%.
Right here, N. Yeah. Oh, maybe.
I mean, you went, big spile.
Or you might don't know that it's SSR. Oh, that's big spile.
Yeah, it is big spile. So obviously you're short. Big spile only goes short, which is fine. You do your own thing. But back to the lows, well, it's relatively weak compared to the market. I'm not trading Hood today. Didn't like this one on earnings. But yeah, it seems like it's trending down. I think if you're looking for shorts, you should be trying things like this or, like I said, SMCI, that are very clearly weak relative to the market.
What is that?
Because the market's making an attempt to bounce here. So, you know, like personally, I'm looking for some longs through VWAP, but you know, nothing wrong with Robinhood to the south side of Derek.
Yeah, let's talk here about UAL. Not too much of a move here, and we already kind of had this foreseen anyway, but UAL just announcing they're going to be cutting 4% of the U.S. flights for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, more flight woes as this government shutdown continues. This is the largest government shutdown in the books for the U.S. Well, not in the books, it's still ongoing, but either way, shutdown woes continue. UAL cutting 4% of Friday, Saturday, Sunday flights in the U.S. Back to you.
Thank you, Adair. Yeah, not good. The shutdown still going. I thought the odds had improved for that, but
didn't we get 48 days or something now?
Yeah. Well, you had looked it up. I actually don't remember.
For what it's worth, U.S. Speaker Mike Johnson said earlier today, too, that he doesn't really know when it's going to end or see it ending, which is, you know, I'm obviously paraphrasing a bit, but the vibe that you get from all these leaders is it's really hand-wavy as to when this is going to come to a conclusion.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. I mean, I think if he did know, then he'd probably be lying, right? Because you got to get all these votes going down again as well. And I don't know, I think I got to go get some more water in a second here. But right into there, 285.50. We just got out another piece right there at 285.67. And yeah, so there it goes, upside. And I was actually thinking, like, is there a stock or is there something that we would want to trade? You know, the minute we hear, like, okay, the government's back in, right? They're sitting again and they're back to work. Like what stock, what name? You guys put some stuff in the chat here because like I was trying to think about it. I don't remember any specific stocks getting like hit really hard when they got shut down. And I don't even remember, like the market was just at all-time highs 3 days ago.
That's the issue. Nothing really got crushed because of it. So how do you?
And I mean, I only call this up because this here is the chances of a rate cut into September. Hey, what's up, September? Into December. September's when we started the rate cut. Oh, you're getting me high over here.
Yeah,
what's going on, Russell? We like that right now. Was that some urethane or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Verathane, as if I even know what the difference is, but there we go. Good call on that one. As you know, we're getting it around here now. All right. Oh wow, that is. Can you smell that?
Dude, also it's like it's making my eyes like wet water up.
Maybe that's what it is. No, I've been coughing for a minute. I'm not.
Hey, you know what? Someone in the chat was
die.
like, Mike Johnson looks a little bit like the leader of the opposition here, Pierre Poilievre.
Pierre Poilievre? He's not the leader of the opposition.
No. Mike Johnson, the leader in the States, looks like the leader of our opposition.
Right. No, but our
opposition
I don't think is conservatives anymore.
But okay, the guy who lost president. I don't see it.
Put it up on the screen.
No, here, I'll show you. This is.
Who knows what the hell we're talking about?
Yeah, that
looks like Colbert. Is that Colbert?
I don't think they look alike. Well, because they both have the same color hair and glasses?
I thought this too so much for so long.
Really? I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because they're in suits and have glasses.
So it goes Pierre, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're similar. I think they both look like Colbert, if you guys watch Colbert. For sure.
Yeah, Colbert. Yeah. Actually, I haven't watched Colbert.
Colbert. No. Treasury, yeah, TLT, okay, that's a good one. Swamp Rat as well. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Adair's got something.
Swamp Rat?
Yeah, for the record, I thought we were talking about Stephen Colbert and Mike Johnson looking alike, not Mike Johnson and Pierre Poilievre looking alike, though they could all be like cousins, I guess. I do want to talk, though, not about that, but about this November 6th post-market earnings board. As Sean mentioned, it is a whopper of an evening. There are so many names reporting after the bell. In fact, the exact same amount of names on this infographic as there were yesterday, which is roughly 17 in and about. So take a look at this at X at TTV Research, the implied moves for all of these names. Smallest implied move is 6.9% on TTD, which for the record last time dropped like 38%, so it could very much do more than that. The point I'm trying to make is there should be a lot of post-market earnings excitement, but you'll miss out on it if you don't join Sean and myself on the market recap. Join us there. My pre-market earnings infographic for tomorrow's report should be out pretty shortly, guys. Back to you.
TTWO? Yeah.
Fabian just asked us what Take-Two looks like.
They're reporting tonight.
Like, you know that the meme of Ralph where it's like, stop, he's already dead? I think that's what, I don't know, anyways. Ralph from Simpsons, for those who don't know. No, but that's what
well, of course, you're talking about the trade desk. He's talking about Take-Two.
Oh, you're talking about Take-Two. I'm talking about TDD.
Yeah, Take-Two looks actually pretty good here, Fabian.
TTWO?
Yeah, as they're, well, because they have, Grand Theft Auto.
Finally releasing.
They might be dropping the release.
Tonight?
Yeah, they're going to drop it and say it's after May. It's supposed to be May.
March, maybe?
May of 2026, but it's holding up quite nicely here, Fabian. So if you are a fan of the stock, this is actually a pretty good time to buy it if you do think that. Yeah, exactly.
They're going to print.
Because everybody has
to. Yeah, they are. My kid's already like, Dad, I'm already getting it. I'm like, dude, it's like, what is it, 18 plus or something, that game? He's 13 years old. He's like, I'm getting it. He's like, if you don't get it for me, like all my friends are going to get it. And I'm just going to get it off
that one on you?
With the Steam account and all that stuff. I don't care. Get the game. Whatever, man. I remember playing like Leisure
just a game.
Who remembers Leisure Suit Larry? I mean, that was a
that game was legit.
Game. I was running that game.
There was nothing wrong with Leisure Suit Larry. It wasn't that bad, was it?
Leisure Suit Larry is an awesome.
It wasn't that bad.
Leisure Suit Larry? No, that's what
I don't think it was that bad of a game. I think it's weird because a lot of the stuff there's some stuff that we, like even like the cartoons back in our day.
Yeah, they're just so gangster, right?
No, like Looney Tunes, like they won't even show Pepe Le Pew anymore.
Right.
That dude was a problem. Like legit. Like you look back, it's like
he's a bad character if you think about it.
He was a really bad character, and there's a bunch of old stuff we watched as kids. You look back and it's like, well, whatever. It was just whatever to us, but it was a kind of.
People remember Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, of course.
You used to go through all those different missions, and you had to go into the bars and all that kind of stuff. That was gangster, man. That was pure great movie for sure. movie, a video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should have made a movie.
They could have, for sure. I'm going to take another piece out here on Google. It's made its way back up. I'm going to take some 70s right there out. So we just offer 70 and get filled as it's bounced a little bit off of the 50-period moving average. I mean, you guys want trades in the afternoon. Boom, there it is, man. We only put one trade on right there. Google, let it dip into 285. Grab that. So we should have had 285 flat. We have 15s. So there it is, man. It's 60 cents straight up to the upside right there. I've only traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names. Really just 4 names today for me because this IonQ was like a flash and then I was out of it right there. So pretty happy with getting out because it tanked in. It barcoded and it basically did nothing until eventually it takes some of these levels. And even then, it didn't do too much either. So just 4 names for me today, and those are Alibaba. We sort of, that made its way back, so that was a good one there. That's Alibaba. You already talked about that. There's Marvell. Come on, Marvell, load. Or not. Marvell was okay. We did, again, very, very quickly trading Marvell, boom, 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 and out. So hold it for a little bit, give it a breath. We only got a small amount of shares there. As you guys know, we were trading this live, so that was a small piece, and then we were able to average into it after we saw it hold 94 and then bounce back up. So that was a really good trade until it broke 94 and we wound up getting out right there. And now that's where Marvell is. And then obviously the TQQ trade, again, like just a drop in the pan today, up and down for the TQs, and then, not here. No, it's not that I wasn't here, it's just an excuse, but, I wasn't here to trade, like my orders weren't here, down here near the lows of 106.50. So that was another situation there for the TQs where I could have been buying those lows. So just 4 names for me today.
Yeah, I always trade more, but they're all essentially flat except for Tesla. They all make up for each other except for Tesla and Fergie. And it should have been, like I said, it should have been beyond me. I can, it's not going to move much. I can show you to it later. But first, bit of a pullback into VWAP there on Apple and a loss of VWAP on the NASDAQ. So that battle, to me, kind of looking for this tail candle on the NASDAQ, because it looks like a nice little bottoming tail, to have been a VWAP breakout after. And that just didn't happen. So the market isn't breaking the volume-weighted average price, which is half the reason I like the long. And then we ran out of steam at the $0.50 already here. Actually, it's a little bit higher than that, like 60, I think 67 up here was the local top. So I'm going to pop out of it, maybe look for something new. Just nothing too crazy. Oh, Michael, this is a good one. My thoughts on that IPO, billion to one. Okay, so it's easy to pull this up and say, oh my goodness, look how great that IPO was. If you just went long, you got yourself 20 bucks. Not so simple. In the first 30 seconds, it ran to 105, rinsed down to 95, and when I looked at the 5-second chart, if you have a $100 stop on this, you were not getting out at 99. Nope. You were probably getting out somewhere in like the 96 or 97 range. There's no liquidity on this thing. Its total volume on the day is 1,000,001. So it really wasn't that day tradable for us. So my thought was this was just never enough liquidity to trade, at least not the way that we would. And if you have strategies that work for this, maybe you have some kind of like an IPO day one swing trade where you just take the opening print, you're holding it for a couple of days. I don't know. That would be more viable if you have something that works because this was just not liquid. So yeah, strong upside, and it looked like there were key levels. Look at it hold 120. The problem is, again, liquidity. It's a $1.50 spread right now when I just pulled it up. The offer is here, the bid is here. $1.50 spread. And if it breaks down, it's probably another $1.50 before you're getting out. So if you were long here, you might be risking more than you're accustomed to, is all I will say. I don't think there's any big IPOs scheduled left for the rest of the year.
This year?
Yeah, I think
Darren knows of some, maybe. I don't know, but any scheduled IPOs you know about coming this year?
Big ones. I don't think so.
Yeah, so we'll pass on that one. I think that's a good call. But Navin was, I guess, the biggest last one, NAVN. We didn't even trade that, but that 1,000,000 to 1, I didn't even realize that was there, but I love the name.
It's a great name.
Yeah, so this was the most recent IPO of some sort of note. I remember we were debating taking this one, and hasn't done anything. And then the one that I'm always going to remember, look, there's Figma, there's Klarna, there's various other ones, but because we keep talking about StubHub, that was one that came out at 25 bucks, I believe, and really hasn't had a very good run of it either. So there it was like $24, $25 and then StubHub just getting stub clubbed all the way now down in, and was just at lows right there. Could be a buy, down there at some point. I think StubHub does have the market somewhat cornered just because of the name. Obviously, there's SeatGeek and Game Time and Ticketmaster, but I think that StubHub has developed themselves enough as a name there. The only risk, there's lots of risk, but part of the risk of all of this too is legislation and whatnot, especially in this country where a lot of people were complaining, obviously, about the prices that scalpers like Neil were charging, just joking, on StubHub. But that is the problem. I mean, it's the market.
Look, we sold some tickets. I can't say we didn't sell.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's the market forces, right? Yeah. And I don't have a problem doing that either. I go to StubHub and buy tickets and sell tickets. So it's just, there is a risk of that. Like, people are kind of hating on Live Nation or whatever for some of those things as well. Just StubHub's not allergic to that, right? Like, they could get some sort of like before Doug Ford came in here, so just a couple years ago, they had it set that I think the most you could sell them on any of these websites for was like 20 to 25% grossed up, and then they took that away. So now you can sell them for whatever you want.
I don't like the price controls. I think you should let the market decide prices. My only issue is I cannot stand, there's a monopolistic aspect to it. So like the fee that they charge shouldn't be fixed. Like their service isn't somehow more important just because the ticket price is higher. So why, like, there should be some kind of
like $20 there, $20 there.
Like, why isn't it more of a flat fee or some kind of a sliding scale on the fee that they're charging both ways to both the seller and the buyer? Because like the World Series tickets, like normally you'd have like tickets that are like $100 and you charge a percentage of it when you resell them, like in the regular season. All of a sudden, because people are willing to pay 4Gs, they're gonna get a rake of hundreds of dollars. Like, their service isn't any more important. It's just because there's nowhere else to go that they get that benefit. So I think there's a real risk, like a very legitimate legislative risk there, because it's a kind of an antitrust thing for Monopoly. There is a super chat, so I'm gonna throw it up here. See, I can use it. Control-Alt-Escape, what up? Appreciate you. You said you got orders at 91 for BTC. Can you help explain your thesis? If you did already, sorry, I missed it. Sure. Answer, yes. It was, like I said, I have 4 lines on this picture, and this has been the case for a very long time. And every time I talk about Bitcoin, I'm just gonna show you this. When everyone went nuts about the breakout, the long consolidation break at 70, I was like, where did it first stop? Where did it second stop? And then from there, back into the breakout price. So you and then you have the recent highs. And these lines aren't perfect. Look, I just drew the line around where the top ended up being, so they're not gonna be exactly perfect. But when you pull back to the second level, after that initial 70,000 breakout, that was first resistance, and then it turned into support here right around 91. You could make an argument that, and some people have said here, that this low is like 88 or 89, and you could say that too. I think it's an area. So that's where I'm buying in front of. It was the same thesis for me in April and Liberation, when we had the tank in April, or Liberation, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. It was a 2-level pullback. I'm like, you're buying in front of the previous breakout. That is simple resistance turning into support, support and resistance turning into support again. Like, I just try to keep it simple with BTC for that. So that's the easy answer there. And we got another one from, you know what? Or I'll send this one up, but we have to just throw this. David, thank you for the super chat. You keep making guesses on the screen. So I'll just forward that on to Mark, and we'll see if you're right or not. But the second part of that was too busy getting out of Tesla puts for a daily trade. Well, that worked out for you, David, so congratulations there. I'll fire that over to, I guess it's Mark that we've been asking for sure, and maybe Affirm beats, but also tanks. Well, that wouldn't be the first time. I feel like Affirm, we don't talk about Affirm enough, really. Like, it was a really hot stock during COVID for a minute, and lately, like, it didn't get its due. Like, this was 3x from the Liberation Day lows. Like, this went 3 times. And we keep talking about, like, we're talking about Tesla. It's like, Tesla's up. Tesla's doubled since the bottoms in April. Affirm has tripled.
Exactly.
And it's pulled back a ton, and it's still a double from that level. But it has broken trend. Affirm is a curious one because, you wonder, it plays both ways when you have job security concerns and the labor market gets weak or you go into recession. Sure, you can make the argument that more people need to use this service, but you can also make the argument that purchases just go down in a general sense and less people are able to pay back. I've been wrong about it being the latter, but I also don't think, in the US, I don't think you guys are in a recession. I think we are here, but that's an unpopular opinion. I think the Canadian economy is in a lot of trouble. You guys may be going into recession, but I think that could weigh on Affirm a little bit. So this is kind of a make it or break it quarter because it's a downward trend that it needs to break out of. It's not like a bunch of high-flying tech stocks that have been doing well. Like this is more akin to, and this is not the same space, but like you look at HOOD or SoFi, like strong, and then I look at like how Coin just hasn't been able to get off the schneid, and it's like it's in a make or break it spot. It's pulled back into support. Affirm's doing that. Like it's on the precipice of falling apart. So important report tonight after the bell. Off the top of my head, even though we've looked at the list like multiple times, I cannot remember what the expected move was on Affirm because there's like 17 names reporting.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah. Probably 20 plus.
I remember MP because somehow it's only 7%.
Right.
And I think I'm surprised by that. MP moves more than that every single day this week. It was maybe like one day that, no, but there's like one day that it hasn't moved 7%. And its expected move is only 7% on earnings for MP. Yeah, I'm shocked.
Even expected move for SMR is 12%, and it's like doing that today.
Every day it does that.
DraftKings, Dara does have the graphic. We'll call it up at some point here. Those screens, my wife is watching. What's up, Marissa? Hope you're doing well. Obviously, as I'm chatting to her, she's fine. She's saying those screens behind look awesome, so thanks for that, as they do. Okay. Yeah, SMR, there it is, man. They most expected to move 12%. The biggest mover tonight, we have Peloton 12, we have DraftKings 8, MST, Monster Beverages 7.5, not MSTR. Of course, there's Affirm right there, 12, SoundHound 12, 10 there for Block. OpenDoor is the biggest, I think it looks like at 15. So 15 for OpenDoor and 13 or 12.5 for IREN. I ran, you ran, we all run for IREN. What's going on, Adara?
Nvidia is going on here. I'm seeing a report that Nvidia and Kazakhstan have signed a memorandum of understanding for up to $2 billion of advanced AI chips. If I get more context, I'll let you know, but I am just seeing this headline circulate now. Again, Nvidia and Kazakhstan look like that's $2 billion, up to $2 billion advanced AI chip deal. Again, though, if there is more context, I will certainly keep you all apprised as we send you back to Sean and Neil. Make sure to like and to subscribe.
Around here.
No, I liked when I was just telling Sean, I liked it when the bottom one was on because it was a little bit warmer in here. No, I actually got to.
We had Sharif yesterday complaining that was too warm. And
I didn't have to wear a sweater all the time.
Exactly, and now today they're off. But we'll pretty soon, man. Even that desk behind us is going to be all. There's Mark looking at everything, but like that's just such an impressive, huge screen, man. We got the tickers rolling around at the top as well right now. Thanks, Fabian, for all the work that he's been doing as well on that. So big shout out to the whole team. I mean, I was just speaking with Russ there. He doesn't know exactly when we're going to be done that other side, but you know the team is working every single day to get everything done, and the progress is amazing. It's getting closer and closer. We did have an idea of the fall, and it's the fall. So we pretty much close to being on target there. But as you know, all projects, you know, they hit snags every once in a while there. We had to wait a while to get this screen shipped, of course, in here as well. You can imagine sort of how much
apparently
saved time.
That saves a bunch doing it that way, though.
Borat, yeah, Borat, very nice. That computing power there for Kazakhstan and the rest of my wife. Appreciates that one as well.
What is that guy even up to these days?
Borat? He's just counting money, man. That guy, that's all that guy's doing. What was his name again? He's a great actor. I used to watch him.
I'm literally saying
Sacha Baron Cohen.
I just said Ali G. But then
Ali G. And
you have the glasses on.
That's the show. Ali G.
Booyakasha.
Man. That was an awesome show. I wish things like that were back.
It's just not the same. To be honest, if you were a fan of Ali G from the beginning, you understand that some of this, like the movie stuff after, like it's all good, but it doesn't compare to when people didn't know him. Like when he wasn't so well known, his gags were out of control.
Yeah, he used to sit with like
dude, he sat with Newt Gingrich.
Yeah,
he sat with. You can see he sat with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump didn't fall for anything.
But Rudy Giuliani did. And
Giuliani
he was already famous at that point.
Which is terrible. Newt Gingrich, he wasn't famous. Newt Gingrich got punked for sure. Shoot, there was another super chat there. I missed it. My bad.
That's okay. Are we going to Adara?
Affirm probably crushing it because everyone's credit cards are maxed out. It cuts both ways.
Are they maxed out?
No, I mean, but yes, they can get a boost because more people use them, but then if things get even worse, then they can end up in trouble as well. So I don't think it's that simple with Affirm. And look, I haven't owned Affirm in a while. That was one of 4 like COVID plays. Pfizer.
I wonder what PayPal's doing. PayPal break through 65 yet?
And the best out of all time, Silvergate. The best exit of any trade. I sold Silvergate, like, I missed out on the last 50% of the move, but then they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And then I put the money into Coinbase, which did okay. Like, I don't know, it's yet another. I was like, I'm keeping it somewhere in the crypto space. And I remember being like, I didn't have to pick Coinbase, but whatever. I had a Coinbase account that I was using at the time. That was fun.
That was
still got I have some Doge in there that I mess around with every now and then.
The trade was nice.
Yeah, been all right.
Okay, so out of more of this, man. I mean, as we get into the close, we could just bleed the rest of the way. I'm actually going to cancel my Google right now. I'm not going to reload this thing. I'm almost out of it all. We started rejecting there, so I just took another out right here, 37s, yeah. And now the bleed is on. And you're starting to come back in. So I'm going to stop out on a break of VWAP right here. We only have, actually I have about 15% left. I'm going to get even lighter on that right now. Okay, so we have under 10% left right now on this trade. And I almost want to just tap out right now. I'm not loving this at all. Like, we just had a complete rejection again of VWAP. Look, we took a huge advantage of it, man. We made that nice trade on Google, and you just don't want a good trade to go bad trade. So right now, a big rejection there of VWAP. We haven't seen VWAP in a minute here on the NQs. I'm basically always focused on the NQs. I don't even really look at the ES because, again, I've traded 4 names today: BABA, Google, Marvell, and the futures and the Qs. So, I'm focusing very strongly on this. And there it goes, man, breaking it right back down in. All right, I might be wrong on this. There we go. We offered those 21s. We cashed it out. It's another one. And we'll props it up for it. But I got out the last 10% there for basically nothing, man. Just offered out, got NASDAQ. We're out of that trade. It's a good one. It's a reload. There's only a half out there, and here it comes right in. So I don't have to feel any kind of ways about getting out right there. I'm actually, Barry Horowitz, tap ourselves on the back. We are now out of that trade. We are now flat. And so far, so good here. Could make a trade into the end of the day. If it was going to be anything, it might be some Apple. But, that's down to 270. If we get into here right now with only 20 minutes left, then I'm not sure I even want to take it at that point.
It's losing view up again.
Yeah, and Bitcoin right now is trying to test.
It might break it.
Could break
before
it.
The close.
So we want. Let me see what everyone's voting on right over here. Right now, will Bitcoin be over 100K by open? So yeah, right now we do have a slight favor to the long side on that one. Over 56% versus 44%. Fabian, not that you don't have anything else to add to your list of things to do, but we could also, similarly to the super chats, we could do something with these votes. No, because you know how we don't really want to show the chat anymore? Here he comes. Oh, to figure out the poll. Yeah, just like how we put the super chats up, we could put the polls up, because this is just hard to read for people.
Well, plus too, when we have everything up there working behind us, that's the kind of stuff we want to put up.
We're going to have more than 4 options.
Well, look, that's
hey, man, you are the man.
That's a YouTube problem.
This is why I'm specifically calling on you.
Yeah.
What you got over there? What is it? Oh, remember the Chargers over there? Honda, eh? I like that shirt. That's a pretty sick little
Speaking of old school.
windbreaker. Remember those windbreakers?
Those guys get a new charger and we don't?
Is that new? Oh, he's moving. Yeah, they're setting up in the back there. It's very impressive, everything that's going on here. Yo, those white monitors look sick.
How come they're nicer?
How do I not get those white monitors? Oh, these ones are, okay, the ones I have is better? Okay, good. All right. Screw those white monitors. Who the hell would want a white monitor?
He's just telling us that.
I know, exactly.
No, they look easily better than
Right.
Yeah, why would we have the best monitors?
I get it.
Or the best PCs?
In our lifetime, we could see 1 million, what's up, Mr. Easy Street, on BTC or 0, or both. Yeah, I think that's about right. I don't think you'll see 0 or 1 million, but I think you'll see 100,000, and you might see that today. I don't know. I
think you'll see 100,000.
I have no idea where Bitcoin's going.
100,000 you'll see. Yeah, we'll see that.
That was a joke. Yeah, I don't know.
1 million?
No, not in our lifetime. It's not going 10x from here, in my opinion. But
I don't think I'll live long enough.
No, exactly. It's
Yeah, I don't think either one of those. I think the more reasonable targets are like the 250K. I can see that.
I mean, yeah, I can see the NASDAQ doubling from here.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can see 250K. I think it could, in the right circumstances, outperform enough that you could do a little bit more than that. But a million, like that, the million ones are always the ones that get me. It's like that.
It's so dramatic.
No, I just feel like there's some things about the economy that.
Kathy thinks 5 million. Is that what it was?
No.
I think you're.
Oh no, my chat literally crashed. I got the snap.
You're probably.
What did I do?
You probably you have the show running on too high of a.
I think all right, let's go to Adara, and I'll jump back in.
You guys know here, TSLA on watch. It is now 25 minutes until their annual shareholder meeting begins. I have the stream up. There's nothing on the stream except for, just the kind of logo of the meeting, but I will be covering that on the recap in addition to all of the many earnings with Sean and myself. I'll be focusing on this shareholder meeting, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Just be aware. The meeting, which again, we are waiting on the vote for Tesla CEO Elon Musk's pay package. You'll get live coverage on the Trader TV Live Market Recap Show. Do not miss out, guys. Back to you.
5 million person. Thank you very much, Sir Adair. Carter said, Kathy Wood said 1.2 million yesterday.
I thought I heard someone.
No, somebody.
It might have been her call on Tesla.
Yeah, somebody said 5 million. I do remember that as well. No, it might not have been her, but somebody, because I remember being like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's great.
I thought that was like the high. Maybe that's your boy Tom Lee over there. I don't know.
Yeah, you start to worry about some of the valuation.
Let's check on Rivian here. So we are now moments away. It's Tesla shareholder today, and that vote's going to come down as a yes for them for sure. I mean, we had Kalshi market out at over 90% today, so I don't, unless somebody really does flip there, that's a huge stakeholder. We do know the Norwegian Sovereign Fund was a no, and that they're one of the bigger shareholders, so we'll see how that all goes down. But Rivian today coming back in, right? They had a very big move down today. Rivian down to 14 and change again. I said yesterday's move is what it is, right? And that's a very bold statement, but meaning absolutely nothing. It's just yesterday's move. I think we got a big break of 14 there. It was on earnings. They ripped higher and well rewarded, right? I mean, right back up into where? Past support, past resistance in this case, right? So we got right back up into 1550, and now today we're falling back down, and it should surprise nobody. We always talk about key levels, and you're looking for extension. It's only day 2. I'm not here to, hate on Rivian. I think that there's a great opportunity for this company, and why not? I mean, look at this move. That's a huge move. If anything, trend right here, although it doesn't look like there's much of a trend now, you got to like the long better than the short. We've now had bottom, 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 bottom. So if anything, you're starting to make higher lows as we continue into here. We're just looking to make higher highs. And if we can do that, I mean, you're still kind of in this movement down. And if anything, we might have broken that trend right here anyways and started to go back to the upside. So I'm still going to say Rivian, good opportunity here to trade. What's a solid American company there, still losing money every single car. But I don't know. Once they turn that EPS positive, you could see this start to run again. Remember, this was a $108 stock at its IPO, so all the way down to $15 now. So they've already sort of been taken to the woodshed and destroyed down there to the downside. So I think I'm long 11 and change on this name. Yeah, I do like the stock. So, but I want to see it break just a little bit higher. And then as the reason why I'm talking about this, and of course, Google's now up 20 cents from where I sold it. So. We just didn't want to be part of any sort of a downside move. Tesla very much doing nothing here into the vote, which makes a lot of sense. If anybody's taking a position ahead of this vote, we've talked about
also might not move
sort of there's upside and downside. You are going to essentially, by voting yes, diluting the shares, a couple 100 million shares actually, dilution there if you're going to give him the ability to eventually hold those shares, but it has to grow into the valuation. I think we've talked about it a lot on the show, so we won't beat a dead horse on that one. But yeah, there is a great opportunity today for some aftermarket moves with Tesla. And Dara just mentioned it. I missed, was it 4:15? But the vote's going to take a minute anyway.
Yeah, it'll take time.
There's proxies and all that. But
Schwab was under some pressure. Because
there goes Google. Look at that.
Basically, there was some big time account holders in Schwab that were saying, "Hey, look, if you vote against this, we're going to take our money out." Like that's, so we'll see how it goes. Like, but there is some serious pressure. By the way, I'm just gonna flat. I don't think silver is gonna get back up to that 43.8, so I just flatted that one. It is what it is. I think this might be, the news might be better if it can follow through and continue tomorrow. That might be a better play. But didn't really go all that far. That's the thing about news-based trading. Like if it doesn't break out, like it goes up and then it consolidates. If it doesn't go after a while, it might not be that big of a deal. But Tesla is just one of many things that you got to pay attention to for the aftermarket show. Like yesterday, it was almost as if you couldn't go through the earnings fast enough, and you're going to get the same thing today. The only thing is, the least volatile names today are seriously violent names. Like the lowest expected move to be MP at 7%. Like you're telling me a stock that has been cut in half in the last 3 weeks has the lowest expected move tonight? Yikes. Suffice to say, it's going to be a wild one. I can't see any way that's only 7%, but the options markets usually know what they're doing, I suppose. Yep. Another super chat. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats. All fire. David the Red. A lot of Davids. Good way to differentiate.
David
How does the
Red.
setup on CEG look?
David the Red.
So the thing about Constellation, they got their earnings. Look, I'm a GEV guy, so I'll get that one out of the way. But 9 minutes till it bounces.
Yep.
Very, very similar, right? So you're thinking about powering all of these data centers, all of the extra strain on the energy grid and source of energy that will be needed in the next 10 years for all this crazy buildup. So it's part of that play. So I'm thinking, like for GEV, I'm being a little bit more patient with the dip because I felt like these stocks went a little more parabolic than they were used to. And really, like this is what 150 to 400 is only pulled back $50. That's not really that much. Like I'm thinking more the 200 period for these energy plays. And I'm just giving, that's just based on the fact that that's what I'm doing with GE Vernova. Right? Like I was saying it's gone way too parabolic in my opinion, despite the fact that I'm happy about it. And it held that consolidation up top. And I'm like, I'm trimming, but I'm waiting for the 200 period to look for any kind of a dip buy. And that's how I would treat CEG as well. I think they're a little bit akin. I'm not making any plays. I didn't make a play on earnings in GEV. I'd already trimmed before of it. And if I was in Constellation, I would treat it exactly the same way as I already did for GE Vernova. All of these names went absolutely parabolic and have a lot of this AI risk, where if like the bubble's bursting, they can pull back a heck of a lot. So
bounce locator working? Mine isn't. Oh, yours is. I'll have to reset mine.
Kenview, big sell.
I don't know if I have a different setting.
Oh, Uber is an early look buy of 1 million. That's something.
I'm gonna have to reset that and figure.
All right, so yeah, I usually look at these like 10 minutes ago. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. Well, I was starting to look at them too, and
It's gotta be,
I don't know. It's fine. I refreshed my blotter and it was giving me some issues, so I'll have to. Okay. Might be some data problems.
But Uber is a 1 million buy on the early look, so that's pretty good for Uber. It's only done 12 million shares. That's a decent chunk.
Circle will be SSR tomorrow. Let me just double check for you, Bavin, in the chat. Thanks for the yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Oh, yes, it will.
It is right now as well, right? So the minute you go 10% or more, then it's this day +1, or is it +2? I think it's just +1, right?
This day now.
Yeah, so you got today +1, so T +1, and then if it's again tomorrow, then you can add that as well, and then that'll give it another day, and so on and so forth, until eventually it settles down, and you get the ability to hit the bid. But right now you can't. The only way to get short on Circle right here is to offer this price, which is why you're seeing this happen. It's just going to keep on, as I say right now, see it just keeps on sort of ticking. This guy's going to keep following down. He should close the gap. All right, so now you're short. Like the only way to get short is by offering. So you can see no one's necessarily bidding, but it is kind of just swiping levels back and forth right here. And again, Circle, man, just getting crushed. As there has been some stablecoin talk again, USDC. I really like the USDC idea, Tether, USDC, all of that, as we do need some stablecoins to, stabilize the market again. And I just wonder what the news is for Circle and why is this going down. Did we already have Circle earnings, or was there a story, Adair, about Circle at all? Circle, I know that it's been a pretty dramatic run here for them. They're reporting in 6 days, so we don't even have their report yet. Yes.
So I did mention it earlier for CRCL, and I highly doubt this has anything to do with anything, but they just released, I guess, how they want to implement the Genius Act or what they want to do with the Genius Act. That was earlier today. We had a lot of people talking about stablecoins, from Fed's Hammock to JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon. Honestly, nothing to explain that drop, though, that I could find all day.
Enough today.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Celsius will also be SSR.
Oh, I have a sign for that.
Thank you very much.
Celsius, you see this
Thank
one?
you very much, Adair. What the? Day report? I see more and more people drinking Celsius.
That is not good. Not good.
Oh boy, some of these stocks that aren't like the bellwethers are just getting crushed. Like these high-running, highly volatile names are.
And so the other thing is,
enjoying the market.
When we say SSR, just because it's SSR doesn't mean it's going to bounce the next day. However, it's just like if it does catch a bid, it can just be a little bit better because it's harder for people to pound it down on the short side. It's just, you know, sometimes that relief rally can be a little bit better. That's all. But Celsius, yuckity yuck. Lots of people drink these. I mean, I'm not an energy guy. One of my good friends I played ball with literally has like 2 of these things a day.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly my response. I was like,
I don't know enough about it. That might be okay. I have no idea.
No, there's a lot. There's a
caffeine and stuff.
a lot of
in there. Some of them are caffeine free, I guess.
Oh, really? But then what's the? I thought the whole point is that caffeine.
An energy drink. There's some natural.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know.
I didn't
Dara
know
used
that.
to drink Celsius. I don't know. I think they're all.
I thought they all had.
Westermeyer says they're killing it on Celsius, but their other products are hurting. Oh,
But what else do
he
they?
drinks one every day too.
What else do they do?
I don't know. I don't know enough about that company, to be honest with you. I thought McDonald's, yeah, they're getting hit a little bit today too, down 2.5% as their earnings spike and then drop here today as well for McDonald's, down 2.3%. Names like Chipotle continue to get crushed. Downside, Kava, like that's down another 4%. Like this is the problem with catching falling knives. We always get asked, like, at what levels do we like the buys? And I mean, this is why I don't like DraftKings. It's, oh God. Right, that's right, the split. You know, like you might have been talking about support here, $45, $46, but when you break that, it's gone. And then you say, well, what about this support right there? Well, there's earnings gone. So sometimes you don't really get that opportunity to get out like you may have thought that you could have had earlier. So just be careful with all of that. And, you know, those that win on plays like this, you have to give it a second. You're not... You know, to jump in now, there could be more downside in all of these plays, especially like the market's not even really bleeding yet. The NASDAQ, sure, today's bad. It's down almost 2%.
Almost at 100.
We've had 2% today. We've had 2% days already this week. 2 days ago, it was down to 2.04. So you're having the second worst day of the week. It's only Thursday. Look at Kava. Like, you want to talk about a cliff. You know, like there's some bad trades that you could be putting on. You know, and then these are like not mega cap names. And then just now you have a break of Meta breaking through 620 just now, and you know, potentially looking lower on this one too. I mean, Meta looks like Kava too. Like bang, almost thought I was looking at Kava right there. But yeah, not a healthy environment right now to be dip buying really anything. I mean, the Nasdaq is down pretty good. Down
Good now 11%.
Yeah, and like. I don't know. I don't want to hear, like, I always hear people say, you know, that's okay where Robinhood is, it's down and all that kind of stuff. But like, you have to feel bad too for giving up some of the gains that you've already had in some of those names, which is why we talked about it. Joe talked about getting out some Robinhood at 120. And when you do that, sure, you missed the move to 150, but at least, you know, you could have, I mean, 120 is not even that great of an out, but right now you're starting to crank lower, and it's just like, this is why I say it not really that jokingly, like there are a lot lower prices that could potentially come for many of these names. And including SoFi too. I can't just be like...
I think you have to make a decision.
SoFi's 27, that's bad.
I always have to make a decision. Like there's always things that I will trim and other things that I'm just not touching. And like you make that determination. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I trimmed ARM, I trimmed AMD twice. I did trim SoFi, but not at the actual high. I took 2/3 out of SMR and held a third. There's lots of things I trimmed, but there's plenty of stuff that I didn't touch with it. I trimmed a lot. I trimmed some Tesla, but I didn't touch anything in Apple. I didn't touch anything actually, no, that's a lie. I did sell like a small amount of Nvidia. It was really, really small. And then I was like, I don't know, I don't want to sell anymore. But it's just some things that to make some cash, I'm never going to sell everything, but there's certain things. And I like to predetermine that. It's getting up there. GEV is the other one I was trying to think of. I was just talking about that, and for some reason I couldn't even come up with it. I trimmed some Caterpillar, which I hadn't done in a very long time. But there's certain things. I hadn't touched any Walmart, holding all of that. And that could be the wrong decision. But there's certain ones that I'm like, either I just don't have enough of it, or I feel pretty good about it. It's just profit taking. But ultimately, like Robinhood, $85 is not crazy. SoFi, load.
I already called it.
I have to hit it twice. SoFi, I think more like the 22 area, but the imbalance has just dropped. And Kenvue again is a big sell. Uber does come out as the expected buy, but Kenvue a 3 million sell. There's getting a lot of pressure of that stock. Apple's only 850,000 to the buy side. That's pretty nothing burger. I'd say Uber and Kenvue. Nvidia is not even there.
Apple was a buy. Small
buy. 840, it's not that big. 5.5 million paired volume as well. So Uber, let's see if it actually moved on that.
Like Apple is up 0.1 right now in a market that's down 2%.
They had a good story that really is defensive. Like even the story yesterday is defensive towards an AI bubble, right? Because they got a really cheap price for recurring revenue that is going to end up being, for something that's going to generate recurring revenue, keeps people in the ecosystem, generate more in their services. Like they're only paying $1 billion for it, and they're getting that billion from somewhere that there's no risk of Google not being able to pay them, right? Unlike OpenAI, like I'm sure they'll be fine, but if they were to fail, there'd be a huge problem if OpenAI failed. Apple's going to get their money. That's the difference.
Yeah, they don't even need money. They also have a $100 million buyback, which is why I bought it. Look at not the reason, but that's the reason why I keep buying it. Look at SMR, down 14% today. Like, these are the names, man. The names that have no revenues, the names that just continue to drop and literally, like, can't find bids. You know, and tonight we have earnings for SMR. So that should be a real exciting spot tonight, coming right back into $30 again for this name. Another key level coming into play there as well. Like, look, Boeing's not even making money either, right? So it's not like some of these big companies, they're not just all small companies that you have to worry about. But yeah, SMR, what a disaster. As that keeps going down, Oklo, all the names today getting hit. Tesla into the close looks, let me just quickly see. Tesla into the close looks still fine. It's bad, it's down 4%, but not necessarily getting hammered here as we await the big decision tonight. I don't know if we'll be able to have any sort of resolution by the time 4:30 hits, but Adair and I are going to have all of these earnings ready to go for you in 6 minutes.
Absolutely, and we also want to talk about the old adage that trading had to mean risking your own money, or you just didn't have enough to start off with. It caused the fear of losing and kept a lot of traders on the sideline, but that's now changing. Because Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets. With its limited risk trading model, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. When you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profits, no fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading, and it's powered by Trade the Pool. So visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now to get 10% off your evaluation. See some random stuff coming up there in the chat, by the way, Ari Pages. But I'm only gonna, Ari, I'm gonna address this one. I don't even see it in the scroll, so I can't put it on screen. But I like this. I now firmly prefer calisthenics over traditional gym training. Love the feel of calisthenics, especially on pull-ups and dips. No word of a lie. I haven't said anything. I don't really talk about, like, I enjoy working out. Actually, I'm not a happy person if I don't work out a few times a week. But for the last month or so, or couple of months, I've only been doing body weight and calisthenic stuff. Nothing crazy, just push-ups, pull-ups, body weight, like Bulgarians, like that kind of a deal, mobility stuff. I've just to switch it up every now and then, because I don't believe in going to a gym. Like I always work at home. I have a home gym, so I'm always like switching it up to keep it interesting. So I'm with you on that one. I think in anything, like sometimes just randomly changing up your routine can it's just to help spice up life. Like it's good to have a way of doing things, but sometimes you just got to change things for sure. Mr. Easy Street, Neil Wake Up does 3 push-ups and calls a day. Nah, that's not me. My latest one for push-ups is, it's a simple one. Just 10 high-quality push-ups, no BS. I'm a stickler for that nonsense. Some of the stuff you see, like, I can do 1,000,000 push-ups or pull-ups. I'm like, no, you can't. Look at your form. Every minute on the minute, just do 10 for 10 minutes. It's 100 push-ups. It's actually a pretty good, quick workout. I do that a couple of times, 2 to 3 times a week. I do a similar thing with pull-ups. I do a similar thing with single-leg Bulgarians. It's pretty cool. So ultimately, like, it's just, and then after I do that for a few months, I'll probably just go back to lifting. Whatever is fun for you there. But the imbalances, like I said, were kind of a nothing burger. Nvidia popped into a sell here with 55 hit. Nvidia came in a sell late at 1.5 million. Kenvue kind of stuck around there. Uber's still a bit of a buy for 1 million shares. Not really moving off of that. I think we made the right decision. Nvidia kind of selling off again. I went for the long in here, but there's an old saying that's not that old because I say it all the time. It's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to stay wrong. I took the breakout trade. There's a channel break. I took the breakout trade. It lost the channel. I got out. If I fight with the stock, maybe I can make it work for a little bit. But when it breaks down, you get rinsed. Second day in a row, Nvidia is going to end up losing trend. Only difference is it really tried to go in the afternoon. But again, loses trend, weak, down 4% to end the day here. Lorenzo just said circle. Ooh. Oh my goodness, broke 100. This one was another potential trend break. Had this one, and I take these 10 times out of 10. If you're gonna give me a $10 drop and a trend break where my risk is $1 and VWAP is sitting there 2 above, but circle breaking 100, I think this is I think yesterday we got a question specifically about circle, and my biggest issue with buying it here was we're gonna buy it when it's hanging on the cliff. And there's Fed's Waller, stablecoins not a threat to monetary policy. Well, right now, Circle is a threat to itself as it loses the bid, loses 100 in like 1 cent or so. It hasn't technically broken $100 yet. 100 is on the bid as we speak. Not a lot of size there. It'll have no trouble pushing through if it doesn't want to. Like, that's a nasty, nasty 11% down day. So that'll be SSR. You don't really have, there's $100 and you have nothing underneath here outside of maybe like the first day prices. The first day closed like $82 or so, and then that's 69 where it opened up. So there's a lot of room down beneath on Circle. I think there can be a bounce, but it's not looking too good. That's all I got to say. OpenDoor is another one of these earnings names that we're going to be paying attention to. I was a little surprised at how nasty it's been. 9% down. Yikes. Some of the moves that are happening today, like the NASDAQ's down 2, the ES is down 1. These high-flying stocks, if you're like, everything is moving 9, 10% here. Celsius 26%, Nvidia 4%. Like, these are some hefty pullbacks. And the frothier you are, or have been, I think is the best way to put it, because like to say that OpenDoor is frothy after it's pulled back like 30-something%, maybe not fair, but it has been one of those names. If OpenDoor was at $3 next week, how surprised should we be? Eric Jackson might be surprised, but we wouldn't be surprised.
All right, I think we got a good idea. Yeah, good talk there. We are getting set up over there, so Adair and I will take you into the close. We're pretty excited to do that with everybody today. Yeah, Comcast, I'm hearing. Maybe that's what you guys were just talking about. All right, so Google, good out for us eventually, right? Unless you're trying to hold this all the way to the end of the day, where we've just made an out right there. So we got out right there to come back in. All right, just hearing that Trump just was told that they'd have to fund SNAP food benefits until Friday, so I think that's probably a good thing for most people out there. Kenvue still has the big sell under it, KVUE here on the imbalances.
So weird.
Right there, 3
now.
million. It's not really doing anything right now into that. SMCI's had a bad day, obviously, today, as well as that continues to look lower. Wow, down 4%. I mean, I shouldn't say wow. I mean, everything is pretty much down 4%.
The quote board is nasty.
Yeah, there's not much to celebrate today, I don't think, Neil, as the market is very, very red. The only green name that I have on the board that I normally watch here today, we have, well, look, we nailed it with
Lilly.
Alibaba. Yeah, Alibaba, Occidental, so JP Morgan, yeah.
Oh, Moderna, because Moderna held on to it.
JP Morgan's actually a decent holding of mine, man. It's really matured into a nice trade.
Energy.
And then, yeah, Micron, and then Marvell, you guys know we love, and then Google. So, yeah, really, really restricted on what's up. HOOD, SMR, SockSell, Affirm, they're all down. AMD, Coinbase. All right, 30 seconds now until the market is closed. So let's throw it over to Adara to see what she has, but there's only 10 seconds left. So.
Oh, shoot.
As there is now a countdown on the stream. We're literally seconds away now from this shareholder meeting beginning. I'll be covering this along with so many earnings with Sean on the market recap here on Trader TV Live. You don't have to go anywhere. Don't miss out live coverage. Back to the guys.
This closing bell brought to you by Beta Pro by Globex on a crazy earnings day where there's even more. There was so much action that we couldn't cover it all. Ring that closing bell. Thank you so much there, Adara. We didn't even talk about Fortinet, literally, like a cybersecurity name that was down a boat today. Only 6% actually, but let's be real. It is a wild week because of the volume of earnings. And all of these ones tonight are big time movers, whether it's Affirm, whether it's, I don't know, I'm surprised that MP's only expect to move a 7%. You know those are gonna be big ones. You got Block also reporting after the bell. So you're in the right spot, buckle up. There's a lot to go over because these are the kind of days you wanna see what was a little bit too weak, what was actually holding some strength like Alibaba and some of the Chinese stocks, like some energy names out there. But you're going to see a boatload of movers. It'll be fast and furious. You're in the right place because Adara and Sean have you covered. It's going to be wild. So sit back, relax. Your market recap show is going to be a banger, and we're going to start it right now.
I'm just confused by his accent. That was just what I was saying.
It's a quite a unique
It's
one there. Okay, here we go. I didn't even know we had Wynn Resorts on our note today, but Wynn
weren't.
Yeah, Wynn Resorts reporting right now. So here we go. We're starting to get going here. Not much happening, down to 121 and change now for Wynn. So that's trying to tick a little bit lower, but really no volume coming right here. So nothing going on there. This is what Tesla looks like right now, 446 and change. So again, not a whole heck of a lot happening right now for Tesla right now, but they're all starting to fly through right now. Akamai coming out, I'm hearing in my ear. Oh boy, this is not very good in my ear today, so this is going to be a problem. We are brought to you by Global X. We want to thank them for continuously sponsoring this market recap show. Check out their Beta Pro platform there. But all right, it's Tesla. We're waiting, man. Expedia is now out, EXPE. Oh. Let's have a quick look at what this is doing. So a $10 spread, but a nice upside play there for Expedia right now, up 13% as there goes. Up. What's that?
TTD.
TTD is now in as well. So let's go find out what Trade Desk is saying. They've been getting beat up, so it's nice to see a little bit of a move higher now for TTD.
Yeah, I would call it a massacre. Being beat up is a nice way of putting it, Sean.
Thank you.
But yeah, this name was down 38% in its last report. Right now, nicely to the upside, at least for now. Adjusted earnings, 45 cents, narrowly beating 44-cent estimate by a hair. Then you've got sales, 739.433 million, beating estimates of 718.69 million expected. Good look for TTD, but the trade desk right now, trade desking lower on this trade desk.
Yeah, it's definitely trading lower right now. Wynn misses on estimates as well. So Wynn right here.
TTD guidance.
Yeah, TTD right now not great after all. Back to flat. Did you just get guidance?
The guidance isn't bad, actually. It's a beat 840 million or more than 840 million, they're saying, versus estimates of 830.156 million. I want to mention, too, this name, when any other company, specifically Mag 7 companies, announce any kind of ad innovation, TTD usually gets hit really hard, so be aware of that. Which one?
ABNB. Airbnb is now out right now as well. So we have a miss on here. 221 versus 232, but a beat on sales. So Airbnb right now just trying to figure itself out. There it goes, nicely cruising now back to the upside. I want to thank everybody. New member, what's up? Oh, not new member, 34 months, Apple Fritter. Thank you so much for that. Airbnb now reporting and is now out. 221 out for Airbnb right now. A little bit of a beat there for these guys. Akamai is out. Peloton is now out. Like a lot of earnings coming through. You're not going to see live level 2s anywhere except for here. So thank you for watching. Right here, here's live. 3 cents versus 1 cent. Sales beating. Double beat here for Peloton. But doesn't look like it's cycling anywhere except for stationary, which makes sense. Stationary Peloton,
yeah.
So not moving around very much at all for Peloton. So we'll skip on that one. SoundHound now out as well. Wow, they are just flying in today. Here comes SoundHound right now. Q3 revenue, 42 million, up 68% for SoundHound right now, but they're ticking lower. They were probably down pretty good today, but there's the little tick now for SoundHound, down just a little bit more right now into the thing. Yeah, we got Peloton. That's relatively flat. We did see Expedia. I think the big winner so far here, the only one that I've seen going upside, we'll double check on Win, is Expedia with a guide forward as well. 3.4 right now. There it goes. Expedia, nice move to the upside there, up 17%. And it looks like Win is lower for now. So Win actually missing on that one as well. SoundHound's adjusted EPS comes in now. So here we go. Let's go back over to SoundHound. Open is now in, so we'll check that. Adjusted EPS 3 cents missing, minus 3 cents right there for SoundHound. So that's not good. I don't see OpenDoor, Dara, but you're saying it's out?
I'm saying it's moving. Yeah, it's not out, but it's moving.
All right, 650. I'm going to just take a little sip of this as I'm losing my voice as we speak. Anything happening with Tesla or not yet?
I'm not sure of the veracity of the stream, so I'm keeping my mouth shut because I don't really trust things unless I see, like, there's other streams moving. The official Tesla stream hasn't moved yet. I've got multiples up. You guys know what I'm like. I'm staying mum. Mum's the word until mum is not the word anymore. So I'll keep you guys posted.
I mean, when bird is the word, the bird, the bird is the word. So we'll wait for that. GoPro now out. Wow, I haven't heard anything about GoPro in forever. Wow, that's why it's $1.70, not doing anything right now. Grow Generation Brands, another marijuana name, is now out. GRWG. That name comes flying out again. A big thank you to our sponsor, Global X, once again. And there goes Grow Generation. These are just a couple dollar names here. Just thinking about names that could possibly run tomorrow, right? Grow Generation Brands. Peloton came out with a report today as well. Check out for this, possibly running tomorrow. Nice little move higher with a lot of volume sitting right here at the level 1 and level 2. My eyes are always going over here. We do have the Benzinga Pro Squawk here, going to tell us when names have reported and when they haven't. Lamb Research, we had that the other day. But right now it seems to be pretty quiet as we wait.
It's super quiet on the earnings front.
Yeah, we wait for more earnings right now. Nothing really, moving around too much. We do have iRobot, IRBT. They were in the news recently as well. They just came out with earnings and not much going on here. This is a potential name that could be a squeeze play. I think this was squeezed a couple weeks ago. Yeah, there, 390 up to 6, back down to 4, back to 6, and now all the way back down to 241. Right there goes iRobot. But we'll keep our ears to the ground, and if Dara hears anything, we will get to you on Benzinga or just on the earnings plays, and interrupt me if there's anything going on, because I just want to talk about what happened today in the streets, right? I mean, Nvidia right now down 3.5% as we get more talk from, their own CEO throwing crazy shade at them, saying that,
Okay, I don't think it was crazy shade. And he's said the same thing before. He just
but it's not. I mean, he basically, he might be stressing people out, and I think that's the problem,
You're right? I guess it's not. That's the better way of putting it.
I mean, when you're coming out and saying that, hey, look, China is potentially catching the United States.
Well, he's been saying this for years.
No, but it's just,
you know what I mean? But I think people, the way he worded it scared them.
I think when you hear, when you're hearing that, especially when the NASDAQ is starting to hit to the downside right here, it's kind of adding fire to the flame, or adding gas to the fire is what we're looking at. All right, take two. The maker of everyone's soon-to-be favorite game, apparently. Grand Theft Auto. You didn't buy, did you, Fabian? Hopefully not yet. But if you didn't, this is a great opportunity to slide in right now. Slide into Take-Two's DMs, because this is a downside play right now. Hitting the 200 period is Take-Two Interactive. I'm actually really excited about this, because if this falls in, I am with Fabian and everybody on this. I think that game's going to be monstrous. I think they've spent like $1 billion developing it or something like that. That number might even be higher. But can they get that back? I think so. It's going to be released on every console. We're just waiting for that data, Dara. So if you have Take-Two numbers.
Yeah, I have them. This is another one of those companies like Roblox that reports bookings and revenue as separate metrics. So when it says sales, they mean bookings. They don't mean revenue. Net bookings here, $1.96 billion. That would be above estimates of $1.721 billion. Now, I have seen way too many different things here for their earnings per share, so I'm not going to repeat that number in case I'm incorrect. But either way, that net bookings number, which was above estimates, actually marked 33% year-over-year growth. And guys, the thing is, I always, if I'm not sure about a number, I'm not going to say it to you guys. You guys know what I'm like. I want to make sure you're getting the most trustworthy information. Also, if you want to tag me for what earnings you want, my name has an A in the middle, so it's ADARA. I'm seeing some people trying to tag me ADERA, but I am not a Dira. I am a Dara, and you can let me know in that chat, because I want to make sure I'm covering all the earnings for you.
All right, great. We are going to have a quick little look here as Bitcoin. We do have that poll up in the chat. Start to vote immediately.
They postponed GTA 6 again, I think.
I thought that they were going to postpone.
November 26 now instead of May
No,
26
what?
now,
November? What? That is,
So,
my
like,
son is going to be not impressed with that one right there. So, but you know what? Off of that news, it looks like it's getting higher here as there it goes. Starting to battle back right now, take two. So GTA, and we're going to confirm that, of course. But
yeah,
potentially being, it is confirmed. Okay, delayed till November of 26. Their Grand Theft Auto, watch out.
It's in their official release. I just read it.
Okay, that kind of is a womp 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 for all the gamers out there. I'm excited to see what that game can do as well. I mean, apparently the graphics and just the gameplay, I mean, they spent obviously a lot of time. And I think that's one of those like open world games where you're supposed to be able to go into basically like every little bar and nightclub and hotel and all that. It should be a lot of fun. And I think it's in Miami again. I'm not sure. But okay, today was not a great day, man. The NASDAQ, as we saw, went down 1.9%, 1.3% on the ES. But there was some relief here. Berkshire up a little bit. We know. Uh-oh, get out of there. Everyone's winning. Is that the winning one? Yeah, but Berkshire there today, JP Morgan and Bank of America, the three basically financials here that really helped with that. We had Visa and MasterCard both down, and American Express as well. Wells Fargo and Citigroup and Morgan Stanley.
I'm seeing some numbers for OpenDoor.
3 winning banks, 3 losing banks. All right, I don't want to leave the people hanging for OpenDoor. So let's just have a quick check on what OpenDoor looks like, Adair, and then we'll go over to you and see what those numbers are. Okay, well, oh boy, beyond bad puns, OpenDoor right now is nice downside play. So it looks like we have broken through that $7 mark. We did that right near the end of the day right there. And now it looks like it's continuously moving lower right there. What do we got on OpenDoor?
Yeah, this stock got Eric Jackson.
Good one.
Jackson by
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson, I guess. Because I'm being for real. These numbers are a miss here specifically for earnings per share. They reported a larger than expected loss per share, 12 cents versus a 7-cent loss expected. Revenue was a beat, 915 million versus 882 million expected. So revenue beat, sales miss. It is confusing because they didn't call this earnings report. They released it as an open house. So I couldn't even tell it was their official report yet. So yeah, OpenDoor, thank you for the confusion for your open house. But either way, I don't know if anyone's buying this real estate here, they're not, this open house.
Yeah, there's no one's lining up for this open house right here. But yeah, down 19%. So if you guys have puts or anything like that, they're probably printing. The implied move on OpenDoor was 12 or 13%. So looks like you're getting an extension here on OpenDoor. Get your money ready tomorrow, man. OpenDoor is going to be traded a heck of a lot of shares right now. Affirm not out, I'm hearing from Adara yet.
No Affirm.
Okay, and just a quick check as Adara's waiting for more news on Tesla. So you're in the right spot. If you're trying to pay attention to what's going to happen on the shareholder meeting here, what's the vote all about? What does Elon have to say? If anything drops in the next 20 minutes, we're all over that. Trust me, Adara, that's the only thing that she's watching besides all these earnings. Affirm is now out, by the way. I just saw it on Benzinga.
Right after I say
Affirm, yeah, right after you said. Affirm right now. All right, EPS right now beat 16 cents, beats 15. Sales 139. 139 million is their sales? Okay.
Wait, what? That sounds wrong.
Okay, I don't know. That's what I'm seeing here. Versus 138. But right now, Affirm.
No, that is wrong, yeah.
Yeah, just dancing back and forth right now for Affirm. Yeah, it didn't seem that was very much. Oh, there it is right now. Affirm, sorry, my bad. I was reading Arlo. Affirm sales 933 versus 883. So just under, beating on sales again, beating on EPS. So EPS right now, 23-cent beat for them. That's what they post. They beat 11. So it's going to be a 12-cent beat for Affirm. Obviously goes to the upside there on the report. But now, Adara, we wait for guidance because it's pretty flat right here going into this. So what do we got for guidance?
It sucks. That report was pretty good. And then the guidance is like super midpoint. So they guided Q2 sales between 1.03 billion and 1.06 billion. The midpoint of that, which is roughly 1.045 billion. Does beat estimate, or sorry, no, that will miss estimates. Math, Adara, come on now. So they missed math on the midpoint. They didn't math. They missed estimates on the midpoint math for AFRM. And so yeah, guidance miss here with the midpoint for their sales, but EPS and sales were a beat. And this Tesla stream, we're still waiting. I told you I was watching
Tesla's
one,
rallying.
and then I figured out that was definitely A crypto scam. Is Tesla moving now?
Yeah, I mean, it only moved $5, but it is starting to go. There is this is not an increase in volume. This is the closing print. So the closing print was obviously pretty huge. And there goes Tesla right now. We can even just zoom in on this. So there it goes right now. A nice little move to the upside. And as we zoom back out, we're just trying to see if we can take out the afternoon high. Please don't trade this. Well, you can do whatever you want, but without more information, I think it's very risky. We are ears to the ground here on Tesla. You're in the right spot if you are waiting for that. So again, just to sort of recap here, we had Expedia was the only name that I called up that was doing anything to the upside here today. Oh gosh, Block.
Yeah.
XYZ. Let's go have a quick look at Block, a name that I used to own for sure. I'm interested in buying some more PayPal, so we'll see if there's some sort of a call here on PayPal. But there goes Block. You can see with a pretty dramatic move right now. Whoa. Okay,
yeah,
Adara. Not great for XYZ. They should have just kept it as SQ, man. They should have just kept it as Square. I don't know. They changed their name to Block, and all of a sudden now they're like playing basketball and just getting blocked, it seems like. Nice move to the downside here, $62. Let's see if we can hold 50, but what do those numbers look like?
Yeah, everyone on X is basically calling for Jack Dorsey to resign after this report. They missed on EPS and revenue. EPS here, 54 cents per share versus estimates of 68. Revenue, 6.115 billion versus 6.31 billion expected. That is the deal there with Square. Sorry, I can't pull this up because I don't have easy access on here. But
no, I just got to tell you. I was just telling Fabian.
You can show that chart. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So there goes. No, it's all good. Tesla's more important right now, anyways, than Block. But right there, nice move to the downside. Let's see if there's any sort of shrapnel here at PayPal. A lot of these companies have now differentiated themselves. So no, we're not seeing anything on PayPal. To me, is getting close to a buy zone, man. I mean, I think I like those levels, especially as we see going through. Oh no, Take-Two's guidance, man. I'm not seeing very good numbers here from Take-Two. So TTWO, it's all red here on guidance. So there it is right now. Gap guidance 240 minus 240.205. They're doing that to minus. Actually, no, this is actually a little bit better. Negative 240 to 205.
He's on stage now.
So there it is. Okay, so Elon Musk is now on stage. Take-Two trying to get going here as well. So he's on stage. I don't really know what he's going to be talking about.
Another man is talking right now, actually.
Okay, another man is talking. So Elon is there. Okay. You don't gamble much on sports or anything like that?
I will buy the occasional scratch ticket for fun, and that is the extent of my gambling.
Well, right there, man, we get a big slap on that. And I'm going to be really proud of this because I've been talking now for months about how we don't like DraftKings and how much it's been getting hit down. We did have, I think we had Mitch coming on. He talked about possibly DraftKings catching maybe a little bit of a bid into football season. I think that as soon as we saw that happen, starting in early September, you could see DraftKings right here. This is early September right here, where we kind of topped out. This is September 8th. I believe that's one of the first games for the NFL. We had a nice little run into the NFL, and then it was whoosh. There goes DraftKings right now. The numbers that I have for DKNG are not very pretty, but let me just run these to you. It looks like a miss on a couple angles here. That's Will Scott, sorry. Everything's just flying through right now. I'm going to have to be very specific and make sure I call up the right numbers. Yeah,
I found it.
Okay, you have the DraftKings numbers?
Yeah,
okay,
and it's not great.
Down 10% right now.
Yeah, this is not a good look for Jason Robbins, CEO, and his company here. Losses of 26 cents per share, better than estimates of 42 cents. And then sales, 1.144 billion, missing estimates of 1.216 billion. So sales miss, EPS beat. Robin Denham, chairwoman of the Tesla board, is speaking right now. DraftKings lowering their guidance here to 5.9 billion to 6.1 billion, below estimates of 6.21 billion. So they lowered their guidance, missed on sales, EPS beat, but it was a loss.
Yeah, I think DraftKings is going to get crushed, man. This is a stock that has a 1 in front of it, not a 2. So let's wait to see what happens with DraftKings there. Look, my opinion on Tesla, I'll just give it to you right now. It's a sell. I don't really care what this vote is. I'm just of the belief, and this is not, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are like, wow, Tesla's going to rip up. I'm long Tesla. I'm just saying sell the news. It's not, we buy sort of the rumor, and this was never a rumor. We saw in Kalshi that it is going to be a 95% chance for a yes vote. Now, we've seen those things flip. The Blue Jays at one point were 92% chance of winning the World Series, okay?
Sad.
And that didn't happen. Now, sports is different than this. But Tesla on the way down today, and I just think it's well priced. Now, I'm not saying this is sell like, oh my God, Tesla's down 10%. I just think we could drift a little lower after this. Some of the euphoria of what was expected here on this announcement, on the shareholder meeting, let that settle down, then we'll get right back in and buy up Tesla. I love the name. I really think that Tesla does have some upside to it, but just on this particular release, and we could all be wrong, I could be wrong 100%. I just think it's well appreciated now. We did touch out to what we did touch out today to 470 almost, and then whoosh, right to the downside. So part of my negativity about all this too is the fact that we do have an opportunity for the market to continue lower. So let's cheer on Tesla. I really do hope that this is a big win for them and the market can continue to the upside. It's just a sell the news theory. It's not that I don't like Tesla. I mean, and I do hope that this gets approved. I hope it gets approved like unanimously. Like there's only a few dissents basically there when they add it all up. And I don't even know exactly how these votes work.
Me neither.
You know, like they're not going to be walking up and stuffing the ballot box and so on and so forth. Most of these done electronically over proxy. So I'm guessing they already have the news, right? They're just going to release it and say, yes, this pay package is approved. Because what is it, 50+1? Is that all that they need?
I don't know exactly how many they need, but I think the bigger concern, I think, for some people is that the large institutions, which have a lot of shares, they're voting against it. But like I said, if you spent any time on Tesla Bull X, like shout out to Tesla Boomer Mama, shout out to Herbert Ong, like those guys are heavy active in it, and they're going to give all the votes. And they've been really good at making sure shareholders know their rights as well. So I actually suspect that the Tesla retail shareholders could overpower institutions. I want to talk about SMR because these.
Oh, we missed those.
Yeah, this is. It's nuclear, but not in a good way, Sean. Their earnings per share, we were expecting losses of 15 cents. They reported a loss of $1.85. And last year, year over year, they reported a loss of 18 cents. So this is a massive year over year loss expansion, and it super missed estimates. Sales, though, would you believe they also missed estimates, Sean? 8.242 million, below estimates of 11.17 million. And yeah, that is a nuclear blow up to the downside. And sorry for that pun. I apologize to anybody who's involved in this name. Not trying to make fun, but you got to make puns sometimes, and that is a bad report. Yeah, it's a bad report, and who would have thought that it's up on that report? So yeah, there we go, man. SMR nicely up. It was $32 at close. It's now $34. Here it is right here. And of course, SMR, small modular reactors. The name of the company is NewScale. So there it is. 185 misses 15. Like that has to be a couple charges there that they were not expecting. Like that is an absolute disaster. And then the sales, of course. Oh. Are you telling me they have $8 million in sales? Allegedly. Interesting. Okay, so there it goes, man. And if you're playing this name, you're obviously playing for a future there, as not all companies are going to be treated the same on earnings. So we'll see again what their guide is. There must be something in the report that the algos or somebody likes. I didn't see much. Why this is going to the upside is beyond me. Let's just check out what Oklo is doing as well as we look into some other nuclear names just to see if there's any sort of reaction with that as well. There's nothing over here with Oklo, and then of course we talked about some of the crypto names today that has nothing to do with SMR, but just as some of these moves continue to go to the downside. And I was just thinking about Bitcoin because we just came pretty close again. This is a daily chart. Let me just go into here as we vote. Everyone get your votes in right now. Where will crypto be tomorrow? Will it be above this level that's held? So we bounced off nicely there last night around 6 o'clock when we broke into 99,000 and that kind of held. And then it bounced back up to 105. Like what a great move that was, a 5% move back. But since then, it's just straight fire back into the downside as we look to hold right now. BTC coming back in right now. So we'll see if it can hold that 100,000. Get your votes in. Today we had Ethereum also a move to the downside. So we'll just check this on Binance. There's Ethereum today down to 3,300. So there's that same move yesterday in Bitcoin that bounced off 99,000. We got a similar bounce off 31.5 depending on the exchange for Ethereum. So we'll see if that can hold 3,000 here tonight as well. Other names like Solana and whatnot have been really crushed lately. So, you know, if you like some of these names, this was a 250 high. Solana now all the way back in again
to 150. So that in just a matter of 2 months, basically. That's September the 25th. So you're talking about 6 weeks. Solana almost chopped 35% downside. Actually is 35% down from its highs is Solana. So that was been a good opportunity for me even to get some out, and I didn't do anything over there. So let's just check back in on SMR. Let's check on first on DraftKings, as I know there's some traders in there. Hopefully we get a bounce, and I don't want to be too negative on it. I know the effect of some of these markets like Polymarket and Kalshi that have had on these predictive betting markets against DraftKings. Looks like today, although I just saw 666 up there, looks like they're not having a good earnings report here either for DraftKings, missing over there. Let's just check in on Tesla again to see if there is anything going on right there. 451. So let's go, man. Get going, Tesla.
Yeah. Robin Denham talking right now.
Perfect. Would love to see this name get there back up to. But have you even seen Elon or no?
I thought, well, like I said, I saw a man who was not Elon. Right now, I see Robin Denham at great, beautiful accent from Australia. She's saying Tesla. Tesla. So anyways, that sounded southern. But anyways, I like the way she says Tesla. She's talking about what Tesla does and wearing what looks like a warm sweater. And shout out to Robin Denham, and she's thanking people for their support. Maybe we get our friend. Maybe with our friend Elon soon. Jay Bronson asking about DNN earnings. I looked into this yesterday for somebody in the chat. They don't report till 11:10 p.m. DNN. So unfortunately, the likelihood of us covering them is almost non-existent. On this show, I do apologize, but they haven't released them yet. I did just check. I saw a post on X that is really trying to spin this XYZ earnings report into a beat, even though they were a double miss. And Cash App profit was above estimates. Transaction-based revenue kind of in line. Bitcoin revenue well below estimate. Subscription and service-based revenue not seeing how that compares to estimate. The one thing XYZ might have going for it, Sean, the one thing that might stop it getting blocked here, adjusted operating income guide for fiscal 25. Slightly better than expected and better than their prior guide. They also raised their guide for fiscal 2025 gross profit. But again, when you have like a double miss and your Bitcoin revenue misses, I don't really know how you stack all that.
Are there Cash
also,
App?
SNDK, massive, like triple beat. They got earnings, they got sales, and their guidance like blew it out of the water. So shout out to SanDisk.
Yeah, okay, SanDisk right here. Let's go have a quick look. I mean, again, a $220 name. Okay, so this is what I mean. Like, they blow it out of the water, Adara's words there, and it's barely moving. So this is a tough market right now, for sure. Like, as we see some of this, so tough market, which is why actually Tesla's been amazing, trying to hold up some of those levels. All right, let's do a little bit of a stock blitz. All right, here we go. We're going to start with all of the earnings, man. I'm just going to start to run them down. So, and again, I'm just going to start to go by some of the earnings plays because I know you're here for that. We are going to end with Tesla, so stay tuned. All right, here goes the trade desk. Let's just do it really quickly. The trade desk down 10% right now. So their earnings, downside right there. I'm not going to go over the numbers. I'm just going to run through some of the names. IREN also comes up with their report today. Iris. So now we're going to see what they're doing. Iris right now flat, so not much going on with them. We had Expedia. Expedia was one of the top names moving to the high side. This was one of the only names, this and SanDisk, the only two names that I found to the upside. I think OpenDoor might be going up there as well.
Affirm?
We have MindMed. Affirm could be. Yeah, we'll have a check on Affirm. We did have MindMed was supposed to come through today. I don't know if we didn't even talk about it. Not much volume there for MindMed, so we skip on that one. ABNB right now as well. Airbnb, that's an upside play. So we fail on that one, saying that there wasn't many. Airbnb heading higher. Oh, USAR. All right, yeah, and MP. Weren't they both reporting? So let's go over and have a quick look at US metals. Nice move to the downside there. Down 10% USAR. Did we get MP materials?
Yeah, I went over those ones. It was not anything to be super happy
about. Right, so MP flat. I mean, they did make a move down, Adara.
EPS beat, sales miss, or like smaller than expected loss per share, and then sales miss.
All right, SoundHound, another big name that came through today. That's lower, but well off of its lows there for Sound. So that's trying to go. Sunrun, let's have a quick look over there. These names have been, I mean, the price of some of these names are just so beat up right now. But they're actually on the way up as opposed to a First Solar and some of those other names, Enphase and whatnot. Sunrun right now, 5% down. So they actually really, I didn't even realize they were doing that well. So Sunrun, good move there. All right, here's the one that everyone's waiting for, OpenDoor, making its way back up. So we had sort of said that OpenDoor was on the way down. They did touch 560 today, back up to 660. Adara, tell me what you got over there.
So here's what I think. I think that the fact that they called their earnings report an open house confused the Benzinga algorithm because they don't even have the numbers, like, you know how they have like beat and miss on their platform yet? Because I think honestly it's so confusing. I didn't even know that was supposed to be their earnings report at first. But yeah, They released their open house. They're calling this OpenDoor 2.0, and they're emphasizing software and AI now. Shout out to new CEO and Canadian, Kazakh. But anyways, these earnings reports are not worth shouting out here. Losses of 12 cents per share, larger than the expected loss of 7 cents. Revenue 915 million versus estimates of 882.31 million. I know the earnings call is what people are really excited about. Eric Jackson was hyping it up over the weekend. He actually reposted one of the infographics I made on OpenDoor over the weekend as well. So shout out to Eric Jackson, one of the biggest people in the OpenDoor retail realm and space. But yeah, he's trying to get Rob Schneider to come to the earnings call. Who knows if he will. The point is, Open is always going to, I think, be a little bit more about retail excitement and the future of what could be rather than the earnings themselves.
Good look there. I like that talk there. As OpenDoor does come back here with some good volume, we'll watch out for amazing opportunities tomorrow for OpenDoor. I mean, the volume's going to be there. Archer Aviation not doing anything. They did report as well. Of course, Take-Two with the womp of the day. And they actually were really bad early, but starting to recover right now. And the sad news here is November 20 of 26, obviously.
November 19th.
Not like it's coming out in 2 weeks, you know.
No.
So 52 weeks or so, you will get the game. And then hopefully their next quarter, they don't tell us that it's extended one more time. So Take-Two downside. Block, we've sort of covered that a little bit. We only have a couple more minutes left. Block to the downside, down 15% as that continues to go as well. Affirm, right? Another name I want to check on is Peloton. I had said earlier, I haven't looked at it, but I think Peloton does have a chance to get going there tomorrow. So we'll check on Peloton. Look at Affirm. That's a good one, man. Affirm nicely up right now. That's up about 10%. It was down 10% today, now flat. Affirm goes out today at close, $66, now $72. So you're up about 6 on 66, up about 8% right now for Affirm in the after hours. You know, MNST Monster Beverages, we didn't cover them. They are up slightly there, so that's going to be a good report for them. DraftKings DKNG, of course, that was bad. Could be something tomorrow. I feel like this could also get pretty meme-ish at some point as well. DraftKings, we know that there's capable of doing a lot of volume over here. SMR, and then we'll go to Peloton, and then we're out of here. SMR downside early, but kind of just bouncing around right now. Relatively flat for SMR on what was only $8 million of revenue, which is
I blocked
crazy.
out how bad that report was.
Yeah, that was bad, right?
Because the loss per share was the most gross.
185 versus 15 cents.
It's not even just that. Like last year, they lost 18 cents per share. Your loss per share should not expand by that much year over year. I have thoughts. I have opinions. And my opinions are, what?
I like that opinion. That's a great opinion.
Sorry.
No, that was okay. Tomorrow we'll be going over everything, so make sure you stay tuned. Adira does a great job on our watch list, and my prediction is SMR will be on there probably.
Well, volume. Okay, I actually want to say something.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing, Sean and people. I try to give you guys as many names as possible in the watch list, but sometimes there's just too many. Like I would argue today there were too many. There were like 17. So what I like to do is what has the most volume and or what are people going to be most excited about? If SMR fits those categories, and I know it's one people are excited about, if it gets a couple hundred shares, a couple 100,000 shares in volume, likely it will be on the watch list. But just in case you guys wonder, hey, why isn't my name on the watch list? Adira hates my name. No, guys, I do it purely based on volume and interest. So that's a little disclaimer.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks Adira hates them because they didn't put your name on the watch
I remember one time I forgot to put Coinbase because it was super busy earnings day, and then I was like,
Neil and I.
Yeah, I felt, and everybody, I was like, I did wrong, and now I'm just so diligent, but.
Yeah, no, I think you're doing right. I mean, most people are going to be looking for volume, right? And then now, the more comfortable we are, the more we'll understand that Coinbase, like certain names, like DraftKings, people are going to want to know about tomorrow.
Right, like DraftKings, OpenDoor. Some of these, like I can, and then I try to group them too if I can. So for example, USAR and MP, if I can put them together, because they're both in that rare earth play, right? Like today, ARM and Qualcomm were together. So there's a little insight into the watch list.
Maybe AMD and Nvidia could be together.
I put together sometimes.
I'm gonna put a bet that tomorrow Tesla will be on the watch list. So right now, Tesla 449, not doing a whole heck of a lot. Look, it's been a fantastic show. We want to thank Global X and everybody for watching. Make sure you do hit the like and the subscribe as we go. All right, I didn't talk to you at all about what you traded today. So this is a name that you had a good time trading today.
Eli.
Lily. We like some Lily.
Took the short, then took the reversion all the way back up.
Boom, we like that one. Adira doing the best over here, trading, bringing us the news, developing these graphics. Make sure you do check out at Trader TV Research, TTV Research, as well as our main page. We all pretty much have either Instagram or X going as well. So, all right, thank you so much, man. Join us tomorrow. It's Friday. So it's Friday.
Friday.
Let's just relax, go home tonight, You know, don't look at your portfolios unless you're short, but have a good look at everything. And I put these glasses on because I've been having like a headache all week, man, and I'm just trying to fight these lights and feel better.
Yeah.
So tonight we're gonna get some rest, hopefully be in first thing tomorrow morning and ready to rock and roll. So that's Adara, I'm Sean. Big thanks to Neil today. Big thanks to Sharif, Joe, Brendan, Ramin,
Elon.
Fabian, Elon, Randy, anybody else that contributed to today's show. And a big special thanks to everybody watching as well, because without you, we don't have anything. That's Adara. I'm Sean. Ciao for now. Good luck to Tesla shareholders.